last Wednesday when he stopped 28 of 29 in a victory over the Kansas City Mavericks. For Greenville, Brian Bednar will get the start. 20 wins, 6 losses, 8 overtime and shootout losses, 2.43 goals against average, a .917 save percentage, led the league with 4 shutouts this season. And he had 36 saves and allowed 2 goals in an overtime loss to Florida last Wednesday, which was his most recent action as well. Starting lineups for the Fuel, they'll begin with Matt Marcineau in between Terry Broadhurst and Nick Hutchison, who is back into the lineup after missing the last 3. And the pairing of the captain, Cliff Watson, and Dmitry Osipov on D, Billy Christopoulos in goal. For Greenville, they'll begin with the former Fuel player Graham Knott in between Frank DiChiara and Garrett Thompson up front. Sam Jardine, another former member of the Fuel, and Luke Martin on D, and the goaltender is Ryan Bednar. Our referees tonight, 2 referees in the playoffs, Riley Yurkovich and Cameron Fleming. The linesmen are Christopher Williams and Logan Belgraf. We are going to take our final break. When we come back, playoff hockey commences. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amanda Furr, Physician Executive for Primary Care at Community Health Network. When you need care, nothing should get in the way. No barriers or hoops to jump through, just an easy way to get the support you need, however it's best for you. Which is why we offer tried and true points of access, like your primary care physician or your local med check for urgent care and community clinics at Walgreens throughout Central Indiana. But we're also adding new ways to get exceptional care, like improved tools in MyChart to connect you with your provider, increased virtual appointments in primary care, urgent care, and even specialty care. We're also expanding virtual access for your behavioral health needs, both for counseling and psychiatry. At Community, you'll always get the best care possible, no matter how you choose to access it. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Visit us at ecommunity.com/getcare.
As summer heats up, so does the hockey. Your Indy Fuel are making a push to the playoffs, and now is the best time to get your deposit for your season tickets for next season. Go to IndyFuelHockey.com, and you'll have the chance to pick your seats inside Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tickets are on sale now for the 21-22 season at IndyFuelHockey.com. #no breaks. Don't miss a second of the action. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Video, it's Jim Cornelison with our national anthem this evening at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. No better person to light the candle on this playoff season. And before we begin, Jim Hallett is going to address the crowd. And so the owner of the Indy Fuel at center ice, and we'll turn it over to Jim here in the PA system.
Good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the ECHL Kelly Cup Playoffs. I want to take the opportunity to thank a few people, starting with our fans. This has been a very, very difficult year. We've all had to deal with COVID in some way or another, and our fans have been wonderful. They've been supportive, they stood by us, and they got us into the playoffs, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I also want to thank all of our sponsors. You can see their names all around the boards. we wouldn't have hockey in Indianapolis. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Big cheer for them. And I want to thank you for our players and our coaches and our trainers, our equipment managers, and all of our doctors who kept us healthy. They kept us healthy, and we got through COVID, and we're here tonight. We couldn't be more proud. And then finally, a big thank you to all the Indy Fuel staff under the leadership of our president, Larry McQuarrie, all of our front office, all of our game day operations people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless America. God bless you. Have a great night.
And Jim Hallett, the owner, firing up the crowd before we drop the puck.
That's great.
On the second season.
That's just awesome. I mean, I've run into a good amount of owners in my career and in the hockey world, Andrew. He is at the top of the list. Always here. You can always see him. He's always visible. You can see how much he cares. Outstanding speech, and a big thanks to him for keeping the lights on.
And you can just see the passion he has, and you can hear it, and we're so thankful for his stewardship of the Indy Fuel franchise. It's year 7. It's year 2 in the playoffs. Matt Marcineau, Graham Knott in the center ice face-off circle. The Fuel moving from right to left as you picture this rink in your mind's eye. Riley Yurkovich drops the puck, and away we go. Dmitry Osipov punches it into the Greenville zone, where Luke Martin will take it behind his own net. Chip it off the boards and out to center. Not through the neutral zone into the Fuel zone. Shoots from the left wing circle wide of the right post. Martin pinches down, tries to throw it goalward. It hits a leg and goes out to center. Nick Hutchison takes a hit at neutral ice to move the puck. And Indy's Cliff Watson works it ahead to Terry Broadhurst, and he'll cycle it in behind the net.
Good early save there. Billy Christopoulos, as the former Fuel Graham Knott came speeding through the neutral zone and was skating left, tried to shoot back the other way. But Christopoulos was able to flash the glove and make the save. Good for him to get some pucks on early.
Puck thrown in from the neutral zone, but we have a whistle, and it was apparently offside, so we'll have a face-off at the center ice dot.
Well, Andrew, the last playoff appearance for the Fuel, April 2018, they were swept by the Toledo Walleye, and then what was a 7-game series, back to just 5 to try and conclude this season to get it prepped for next year. But it's been a little while since the Fuel were last in the playoffs, and they got this great crowd to feed off of. It's just been an unbelievable atmosphere, and for everything that they've gone through this season, COVID protocol, weren't sure if they were going to be actually playing in the summer before the season started. These guys have been through a lot, and you better be sure that they are soaking in every moment in just what has been an unmatched atmosphere, and something that we haven't seen, and is quite surreal, like something out of a movie. I mean, we haven't seen something like this in a couple of years.
A good crowd on hand. The capacity restrictions were lifted, and they were ready to blow the roof off the joint from the opening faceoff, really from the beginning of warm-ups, as Nick Pirog shoots in on goal. Bednar with an easy save.
And if that puck doesn't hit off the skate of linesman Christopher Williams, it ends up behind the net. It was an attempted dump in by the Fuel on the other side of the red line. It hit off the skate of the official and then came right back to Nick Pirog, which then allowed him to get this shot away, as it just kind of stayed in that area, as the first shot is put towards the goal by the Indy Fuel.
Matt Marcineau to take the draw, right wing circle in the offensive zone against Joey Haddad, the Greenville captain. Marcineau out there with Broadhurst, and Hutchison wins it cleanly back to Broadhurst. Out to the left point, Teixeira fires a half slapper, and Bednar with a save. Rebound out in front. Marcineau takes it right to goal. Save made. Penalty coming on the Swamp Rabbits. The Fuel with an early power play. Just a minute 11 into the game, as a tripping minor coming on Greenville's captain, Joey Haddad.
Set face-off play in the offensive zone. Matt Marcineau is the one who starts the play, and he ends it. Win the draw. Terry Broadhurst, the winger along the boards, rides the top of the circle, dishes it to Keone Teixeira, and then Matt Marson, who didn't stay to the outside. He won the draw, went right to the net. Almost got a deflection on that shot from the point. Then was able to stay with it, draw the penalty, and an early man advantage for the Indy Fuel.
Haddad for tripping at 111 is the penalty, and Matt Marcineau out to take the draw, but it's won by the Swamp Rabbits. Frank Hora now sent all the way down and into the Fuel bench, as a matter of fact, by Alec Rauhauser. And so we'll have a whistle. 7 seconds gone in the power play. And because the clearance came from back in the Greenville zone and ended up in the bench, the Fuel will get an offensive zone draw out of this.
And a power play that was pretty darn good all season, Andrew. We really never saw it below fifth in the entire ECHL. Finished the season at 18.3%, third in the entire league. One of the real strengths of this Indy Fuel team. And while the penalty kill struggled at times, it was the power play that helped even it out.
The Fuel with 3 power play goals in their last 4 games as well. Greenville has given up 3 power play goals in its last 4 on the season. They're 10th in the league at 81.6 on the kill. They send it all the way down here. Wedman was tapping the stick, trying to cross Christopoulos up, who had gone back to stop the puck. Now Wedman takes it. Right hash. Sends it up to the point for Frank Hora. He wrists one wide from the left point. And the rebound caroms to Matt Marcineau. And now Keone Teixeira will skate it up with 1:22 to go on the power play. Drops it on the delay play. Terry Broadhurst brings it into the zone, takes a bump from Hora, follows the puck into the left wing corner. But it's outletted to Hora, who finds an opening and scales it all the way down.
That was a nice play between the legs by Greenville's winger, Garrett Thompson. He knew that he had Hora behind him and just sent the puck right between his legs. And you have to make sure that on a play like that you got a guy there. He took a quick look before, and Greenville's able to get the clear.
Second unit out there, sent in by Router, around to the point for Willie Raskop. Walks the line, fakes the slap shot, reverses Spencer Watson, left circle, up top to Raskop. Surveys the penalty killing box, feeds over to the far side for Router. He'll work the right half wall, back up top Raskop. Spencer Watson left side, again to Raskop, center point. Wrist one wide to the left post. Digging for the rebound is Dickinson over to the far side. Up top Raskop, over to the far side again. Worked low for Dickinson. Takes it behind the net. Feeds it back up to Spencer Watson. Down to the left circle. Seam pass. Far side. Back across Watson. Catch release. And he fires on goal. Bednar with a save. And he dives out to cover up the rebound with 16:58 to go in the period. 9 seconds to go on the Fuel's power play.
Real good, smooth movement and crisp passing for the Fuel on the power play. So tough for a goaltender when you have to go from one side to the other. But then when you got to go back again, just as Ryan Bednar did, as Spencer Watson and Jared Thomas were playing catch from one side of the ice to the other, a great read. And that second push from left to right to get over and make the save and then pounce on it, a good stop from Bednar.
Got a false start at the face-off, so we'll do it again. Tommy Apap taking the draw. Out there with Hutchison and Waken. And one little wrinkle we saw is Spencer Watson, normally on the right flank on the power play, moved over to the left side, his one-timer side.
I was just thinking the same thing, Andrew, just to give Greenville a little bit of a different look. I'm sure they pre-scouted. They know where the Fuel like to put their top guys on the power play. It's just a different look. You try and make that adjustment, and maybe you open something up.
It adds out of the box. The Fuel 0 for 1 on the power play. Puck in the left wing corner. Tommy Apap battling for it. And it squirts free to Frank Hora for Greenville behind his own net. Over to the far side, Haddad skates it out through center. Through the circle all the way across the ice. And then dumps it in along the far side. Watson behind his own net to Osipov. It's raked off of his stick, held in at the point by Rawhauser. Now into the left wing corner for Cameron. We've got a whistle behind the play. And the whistle was blown by the linesman, so not sure if we had a hand pass. Faceoff's going to be back in the Fuel zone.
I think part of the glass had become dislodged. Kind of that half-cylinder shape right next to the great equipment man of the Fuel, Darren Flincham. There was a hit on the far side. It kind of jarred the glass loose. And I think the referees were calling for some repairs as the rink staff will head out and try and either replace or refit that piece of glass into the holders.
It's the Pacioretty piece, the
Yep.
curved glass next to the benches, and all of the rinks have been retrofitted with those instead of just having a 90-degree corner after Max Pacioretty took a really bad hit.
Really scary.
Many years ago. And so, again, just little things we do for safety, but yeah, that piece got dislodged a little bit, so the rink staff getting that taken care of as Darren Flincham was waving them on.
Yeah, these players are competitive enough to where you just want to make sure the playing surface is as safe as possible. As we know, the game of hockey is a dangerous game. A lot of physicality, high speed. Puck moves pretty darn quick, and you got some big guys out there on the ice. So if you can tame down the playing environment, make sure it's as safe as possible, and let the guys do their thing, that's exactly what you're looking for. But just to your point, Andrew, earlier about the different looking power play and Spencer Watson being on the left side as opposed to the right side, I kind of like him on the left side. It gives him that one-timer option, because think about it, when he's on the right side of the ice, that right elbow, when you make that pass across the seam, he has to catch, swivel his hips, get into position, and then shoot it. That takes a couple of seconds. Now, has he scored a lot of goals like that in his career? Yes. But all of a sudden you move him to the one-timer side, the left side of the ice. The puck is on and off of his stick so much quicker. So he could just receive it, one-time it, and then send it on the net. So you don't have as much time for the penalty killers to come over and block it. But even more importantly, not as much time for the goaltender to move from one side of the net to the other to make that save. So I like that adjustment. We'll see if Doug Christensen stays with that throughout the course of the series or even throughout the course of this game. But in this series, it's all about adjustments. They adjust to you, you adjust to them, and you try to get an edge.
And yeah, it's a different look. It's something we have not seen at all this year or really last year. And it's something that makes you think, and now you have to, a little extra thing you have to prepare for as they're still fixing the ice, the glass over on the far side.
I would also say it gives you different options.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
where, so, you know, if Greenville starts to take away that one-timer option for Spencer Watson, well, then you have another option to just go back to what you're accustomed to, put it back on the right side. So you can just kind of keep going back and forth to look for that edge, look for the advantage, and try and make that adjustment to create more success on the power play. And those type of adjustments aren't just going to happen on special teams. It's going to happen forecheck, defensive zone coverage, how you handle the neutral zone and the neutral zone forecheck, and whether teams press a little bit towards the offensive blue line or maybe sit back. That's why playoffs are so great. It really is a chess match. And you think about all of that going on while the coaches are trying to match up their players to put them in the best positions to succeed against, you know, you want your checking line against the other team's best offensive line, or whether you want to go line one against line one. I mean, that's what makes playoff hockey so great. And a guy like Doug Christensen, who's had a lot of success in his coaching career, is a guy who you feel really comfortable with behind the bench, because he not only knows the game extremely well, but he knows his players very well and knows what spots to put them in and what spots to avoid certain guys with.
Both of these coaches, a little aside, Doug Christensen with the Fuel and Andrew Lord with Greenville, both of them came from the Elite Ice Hockey League in Britain. And Coach Christensen coached over there for a handful of years before coming back to North America to work for the United States Hockey League, and then later on with the ECHL in Manchester and now here in Indy. And Andrew Lord coached Cardiff of the EIHL last season.
I'll take you one further, Andrew. 2011-12, Doug Christensen won the Coach of the Year. Andrew Lord in 16-17 and 2017-18, back-to-back Coach of the Year. So that league specifically has produced some pretty darn good coaches that have had success at this level. And speaking of Doug Christensen, back on that Rapid City road trip, was able to pick up his 100th career win in the ECHL. Just a great milestone. I talked to him a little bit during the week. He's not one to focus on individual milestones, but certainly something that he's proud of. And one thing's for sure is that this Fuel team And these fans are really lucky to have a coach of the caliber of Doug Christensen.
Without question. And you can tell the caliber of this team has just picked up so much in the last couple of seasons.
And that all starts with the recruiting process. What type of players you're bringing in. And it's not just the player, not just how good of a player you are, but how good of a person are you. He's brought in all high-character guys. That's what has led this Fuel team to be one of the best in the entire league.
Back to action. Ben Finkelstein fires it into the Fuel zone. Christopoulos leaves for the D. Puck reversed around the far boards. Matt Marcineau can't quite catch up to it. It's sent back into the Fuel zone where it's collected by Dmitry Osipov of Indy. Gains the Greenville line. Marcineau stood up along the left wing boards. Hutchison comes back to collect the puck and cycle it in behind the net. It's tipped to Martin of Greenville, and he'll skate it up. Garrett Thompson off the boards into the Fuel zone, into the right wing corner. Liam Pecoraro looking over his shoulder to make that. Frank DiChiara cycles it in behind the net. Puts it out in front for Martin, and he gets hit just as he was trying to get a shot off. Good play there by Matt Marcineau to deny a scoring chance, and the Fuel will bring it back into the Greenville end.
That could have been really dangerous to pass too far to the left of Luke Martin, the Greenville defenseman, pinching down to try and create some offense, but the pass was too far on his backhand. He had to kind of lunge, and you're right, Andrew, a real nice defensive play as that safety valve by Matt Marcineau, who came back and almost saved a goal.
Thompson behind his own net, flushed out with a two-man forecheck, but the Swamp Rabbits able to outlet it to center. Wedman over to the far side. Zimmer tries to turn the corner, can't get the shot off, look for a wraparound. Instead, feeds into the high slot. Rawhauser shoots, save made, rebound loose at the top of the crease. Teixeira is able to get it out of danger over to the far corner. Kicks it to Raskob, and now Michael Pellick on the backhand, stapled into the boards. And he's able to stay on the puck, get it out to center. Waken takes a hit to move the puck. And it's backhanded into the zone by Willie Raskob. And on that save earlier by Christopoulos, he didn't see the puck.
No. Yeah, I mean, he just saw it after it hit him. I mean, he was looking behind him. He thought that puck maybe slipped behind, and then he realized that it was out to the right, but really good help by the Fuel defenseman, specifically Keone Teixeira, to clear that puck away from danger and force Greenville to the outside.
Swamp Rabbits in their own end, and the Fuel forecheck is creating some havoc for them. Rawhauser up the far boards, finally able to outlet it to center, and now they've got some numbers. Into the zone, left side for a shot from Liam Pecoraro that goes high and caroms all the way out to neutral ice. Cliff Watson headmans through the neutral zone, collected by Dickinson across the Greenville line. Dips the shoulder, takes it to goal. Bednar with a stick save, rebound, sent behind the net. Puck in the far corner. Dickinson in on the forecheck is APAP trying to jar it free, but it's collected by the Swamp Rabbits and played out to center.
Well, how great is this? I mean, back and forth hockey. Liam Pecoraro with a great chance, and then Josh Dickinson, a little shake and bake. Backhand toe drag, takes it wide. Able to get a shot on the net on Ryan Bednar. But this is the type of hockey that both of these teams like to play. This is going to become a track meet. And in this series, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a game where it's 7-6, 7-5 with the amount of offense on both sides. But this has been a furious start to the first period.
Bringing it into the zone is Rinaldi for Greenville up the right wing boards. Tries to shovel it up the boards to Martin, but it's played out to center by the Fuel. Jardine collects there at his own line for Greenville. Banks it off the boards, trying to headband to Rinaldi. Picked off by Indy and played back into the Greenville end. Jardine, one of four players that came over from the British League, the EIHL, in the offseason to Greenville. Tries to headman, and it's picked off by Hutchison. And he'll spray it back into the Greenville zone where Jardine again picks it up.
A guy who has a lot of experience, too, at the ECHL level. He's won 2 Kelly Cups.
2017 with Colorado, 2019 with Newfoundland. And his ECHL career began with a Fuel in 2015-16 on a AHL contract with Rockford. Played 50 games with Indy at 5 points.
He has gone on to have a really, really nice career. Was the 2011 sixth-round draft pick by the Chicago Blackhawks. Now finds himself lighting it up. I mean, that 41 assists this year with just one other defenseman with more. That was an uber impressive year for Sam Jardine.
First team All-League was Jardine. Fuel win the offensive zone draw after the icing. Teixeira's shot from the left point blocked. Broadhurst races over to keep it in at the right point. Shovels it further along the boards and again tries to keep it alive. It sits at the point. Thompson forces it out to neutral ice, but it's collected there by the Fuel. Brought back in by Broadhurst. Puts on the brakes at the left point. Thompson rides him into the boards, forces the puck free, and Frank DiChiara is able to squirt it out to center.
Yeah, Terry was trying to look to drop that to Keone Teixeira, who's trying to come behind as an option. And I just think Terry Broadhurst realized it just a second late. And when he tried to make that backhand pass, Teixeira had already gone too far by. So a good look, just couldn't execute it quick enough.
We played 8.5 minutes, no score. Jared Thomas across the Greenville line. Waits for his teammates to get onside and then feeds it back to Cliff Watson, who hammers it in. Rawhauser settles it down, goes D to Hora. Pass doesn't quite connect, leaving the zone. Osipov takes it at his own line for the Fuel. Over to the near boards, Cliff Watson gains center red, flips it in on Bednar and takes a carom wide, and then the Fuel tried to put it on goal from below the goal line and bank it in, but didn't quite work as intended.
Yeah, it was Jared Thomas, and he realized Ryan Bednar was late getting to that post, trying a little bank off the back or the pad play, almost able to work out.
Dickinson from a sharp angle, fought off by Bednar on a shot from along the left wing boards. Wedman brings it the other way. He'll wrist it in. Christopoulos, the Fuel goaltender, settles it down. Plays it over to the far board. Schneider can't get it through the first forechecker. Here's Cameron behind the net. Pops out the right side, turns the forehand and shoots. And Christopoulos holds the near post. Haddad into the far corner. Nick Pirog rides off his man. And Tim Shoup takes the puck and is able to clear it out to Tommy Apap. Ed Manning through the neutral zone of the Fuel. Dickinson across the line. Left wing circle. Sends it into the middle for Schneider. And his shot is blocked by Ben Finkelstein as Schneider was pulling the trigger from in between the hash marks. Haddad into the Fuel zone with his teammates changing behind the play. Stays on the puck. Takes it into the right wing corner. Now shovels it over to Pecoraro, left hash. Up to the point. Finkelstein shoots high. And it drops to Martin along the right wing boards. Let's go Fuel, the chant from the crowd as Schneider tries to tie up Pecoraro in the left wing corner. Jared Thomas also in there, as is Tim Shoup, to try to dig the puck free. Graham Knott has come off the bench for Greenville.
You got some really tired Fuel players out there, especially Jordan Schneider. Remember, he jumped into the play, had to come all the way back. You got some really tired bodies in a red jersey for the Fuel.
Puck battle in front of the Fuel bench. Tim Shoup trying to win it free as he dove to his knees. It's still stapled to the boards. Knott has it dug free. The Fuel can't get it out as it hit a leg. Here's a shot from the slot, and it was blocked in front. Christopoulos may have made a positional save on that. Spencer Watson along the far boards, hoisted out to center. The Fuel will try to get a fire wagon change as Finkelstein goes back to get the puck. Edmonds to Thompson through the neutral zone, played away from him. Spencer Watson will send it into the Greenville end and complete the change.
Two great plays on that last shift from Spencer Watson. First to get the puck out, but then as the lone man on the strong side to stay out there and not allow Greenville to do a quick up and catch the Fuel in the change. Two really, really high hockey IQ plays by Spencer Watson.
Puck played into the Greenville zone. Dickinson to Broadhurst into the left circle, and a back pass for Teixeira broken up. Keone tracks it down left point. Over to the far side, Willie Raskob. Wrist one on goal. Save made the rebound, but just wide. As Bednar did not handle the rebound cleanly, and Matt Marcineau had a really good look, but just couldn't tuck it inside the post. Broadhurst up to the point. Raskob holds, feeds far side for a shot blocker save made by Bednar. Teixeira with it in the left wing corner. Takes it behind the net. Over to the far side. Fuel changing out man by man behind the play. Willie Raskob right point. Over to the far side again, back to Raskob. One-timer blocked by DiChiara. Now Broadhurst drops it for Raskob. Bottom of the circle, sends it across for a great one-timer look by Antoine Waken, and an equally great save by Bednar coming across to keep this game scoreless.
That was the perfect play by Waken at the net front. Quick little push away, get into that open space, and a heck of a pass across the seam. Some open net, but he just couldn't stretch the twine.
Swamp Rapids play it into the Fuel zone. Rinaldi can't quite get to it. Cliff Watson hoists it
into
penalty. The stands, and this will be a delay of game penalty. So the Fuel to the penalty kill as Cliff Watson will sit for delay of game. 7:25 to go in the first period. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
When it comes to Hondas, your Central Indiana Honda dealers have plenty to choose from. The fan favorite CR-V, the sleek and stylish Civic sedan, the extra efficient Insight Hybrid. Kelley Blue Book award-winning stars, all built with hometown pride and made right here in Indiana. Test drive a new Honda today and experience these favorites for yourself. Or shop the latest offers at CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com. What are you waiting for?
This is Dr. Ram Yaleti, Chief Physician Executive at Community Health Network. I know that for a lot of you, COVID-19 has changed your day-to-day lives in some pretty dramatic ways. But as things are progressing, there's one thing we sincerely hope you'll continue to do just as before, and that's to seek medical care when you need it. So please, focus on getting the care you need, and we'll focus on keeping you safe while you do.
There's no safer place to be. Learn more at ecommunity.com.
Stand by.
Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Back to the action with Nick Golchek and Andrew Smith with Indy Fuel Hockey.
7:25 to go in the first period. Indy and Greenville are scoreless in Game 1 of this best-of-5 series. The Swamp Rabbits headed to the power play for the first time tonight. In the regular season, they were 16%, 10th in the league. The Fuel on the penalty kill, 12th in the league at 81%. Greenville was 0 for its last 16 over the last 6 games on the kill. The Fuel on the kill, the last 12, just 4 power play goals against. They were 91.7%. And they win the draw here, and right back to Osipov, who scales it all the way down.
If you can get your special teams figured out for the playoffs, that's going to be a massive help. That's both power play and penalty kill, and considering how much the penalty kill struggled for the Fuel.
Haddad with a power move to goal, save made, rebound put just wide, and Marcinu's able to find an opening from behind his own goal line and clear it all the way down.
Great job, Billy Christopoulos, to stand strong. Great net drive there by Greenville. Almost ends up in a goal, but a great stop.
Graham Knott takes it into the right wing corner. Osipov gets to it and rims it around and all the way down again. And on the previous play with Haddad going to the net, that's the second time we've seen him turn on the Jets, beat the last D, and take the puck to goal.
He's not an overly quick guy. I would say that he's not one of the faster players for this Greenville team, but when he gets a step, it's how well he uses his body, his legs, his arms to gain body positioning. And just the meat and potatoes of that play, just taking it right to the net off the rush. Sometimes you catch the penalty killers off guard. You catch them half asleep, expecting you just to come in and set it up, and you take it right on by and get a chance.
Teixeira wins the puck, but Shoup can't get it out. Comes to Teixeira, far circle, and he's able to clear it back to the Greenville line. 36 seconds to go on the Swamp Rabbits power play as Finkelstein winds it up to Rinaldi. Plays it into the high slot. Wanted past him, and on second effort, again cleared all the way down by Osipov.
The big man with a great read, strong stick. And just to finish up that point a little bit earlier, Andrew, I mean, the penalty kill has come a long way. And it has been rock solid. The last 10 games of the regular season, it's showing here as they have by far and away been the dominant team while down a man.
Osipov again finds a puck, clears it all the way down after Matt Bradley brought it into the zone. 5 seconds to go in the Greenville power play as Hora winds it up at his own line. Headmans the Fuel line, pass a little too far for Reddick. Christopoulos will help it along the near boards. Collected by Terry Broadhurst, played out to center. Cliff Watson's out of the box. We're back to 5 aside. We're scoreless, 5:13 to go in the first. Osipov sends it to the Greenville line, collected back by the Swamp Rabbits. Reddick gains the line, shoots from the right point high. Zimmer leaves it for Wedman. Sharp angle shot from the left wing boards goes wide. Hora holds it into the right point. Wrist one intentionally wide. Wedman looking for a tip on the doorstep, but Christopoulos was able to hold the post.
That was a good look there from the point by Frank Hora. Realized the shooting lane wasn't there. Looking for that bank play. Shades of Joe Louis Arena, the old Detroit Red Wings. He got a great bounce, and it just deflected right to the net front. Billy Christopoulos had to stay strong on that near side post. And he had some help from his defenseman and center iceman as well. So a good look there for Greenville, but some better defending by the Fuel.
4:25 to go in a scoreless, fast-moving first period. As the Fuel tip it out to center, Martin settles it down there, rink wide for Haddad at the center straight. We'll send it back to his D. Fuel finishing out a change as the Swamp Rabbits work it through center. Haddad across the Fuel line into the right wing circle. Takes it now below the goal line, working on Schneider. It squirts free, played into the near corner where Dickinson comes back to collect. Sends it over to the far wall. Jardine activates for Greenville to send it back below the goal line. Schneider battling Haddad. Collected by the Fuel. Pass doesn't connect, but it comes over to Dickinson. He's able to chop it out to center. Settled down again by Jardine. Quick up to Martin and into the right wing circle. Cameron shoots. That may have surprised Christopoulos. He came across and made a blocker save. Alex Rauter sends it out to neutral ice and alleviates the threat for the time being. And the Swamp Rabbits again play it back in. Garrett Thompson.
The defensemen for Greenville have been really active, but the Fuel wingers have counteracted that by doing a tremendous job along the boards. If they don't have a play, they're just chipping it out. You don't want to turn it over. That's where you lead yourself open to some great chances against. So the Fuel wingers have been really, really good defensively in this first period.
Jared Thomas centered for Rauter, and he just couldn't quite pull the trigger, and then Rauter tried to return the favor, but it was picked off by the Swamp Rabbits. Played in behind the Fuel net. And squirts free over to Spencer Watson along the near boards. He'll wire it out to center where it's settled down by Frank DiChiara. Final 3 minutes of a scoreless first. Puck's in and on goal from the neutral zone. Calmly steered aside by Billy Christopoulos. Keone Teixeira in his own zone. Headmans to the Greenville line. Nick Pirog trying to fight off a check from Frank Hora along the left wing boards. Coming back to take the puck is Rawhauser for the Swamp Rabbits. And his outlet pass hits a stick and careens out to neutral ice where Rinaldi settles it down. Back to Hora for Greenville. Good stick, forces it free, and allows Michael Pellick to take the puck, punch it along the left wing boards in the Swamp Rabbits end. Rawhauser for Greenville collects, rink wide pass to Zimmer across the Fuel line, puts on the brakes at the right point. Tried to send it softly ahead to Rinaldi, and it ended up going in all the way on goal where Billy Christopoulos covers up to get a whistle. 2:10 to go. We're scoreless in the first period. You're listening to Indy Fuel Hockey.
Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler, business manager of IBEW Local 41. I am proud to represent more than 3,000 union electrical workers in central Indiana. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the annual Circle of Lights, we are proud to power your community. IBEW Local 41 is proud of our union membership and our community leadership.
Hoosier Home Furnishings is your home for quality furniture. Whether you're looking to upgrade your living room, bedroom, dining room, or your home office, we have high-quality furnishings at the right price. Hoosier Home Furnishings is family-owned and operated. Check out our showroom at 1005 East Main Street in Plainfield, or give us a call at 317-778-4128 and visit us at HoosierHomeFurnishings.com. Hoosier Home Furnishings, where quality doesn't have to be expensive.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey with Nick Olchek and Andrew Smith.
There is more than just one way to watch today's event. Flow Hockey has got you covered. Go to flowhockey.tv. You can download the Flow Sports app on Roku, Apple TV 4, and Amazon Fire TV, or you can download the Flow Sports app to your iOS and Android device. That's where you can catch all of the live action, like I'm sure some of you are watching right now, or if you want to watch some later or tomorrow when you're bored, you can do that as well.
Zeros on the scoreboard. Shots are 7 apiece. Greenville has the last 4 shots in this game. The Fuel had a tremendous push about 3 or 4 minutes ago, and the Swamp Rabbits have responded fairly well here recently. Fuel win the defensive zone draw. Osipov ahead to Broadhurst to Marcineau across the line. Left wing circle shoots. Pad save made by Bednar. Puck at the right point held in by the Fuel. Broadhurst right down Main Street. Takes it to goal. Backhand on goal. Save made. Rebound loose in the crease. Covered by Bednar. Penalty coming. And now Cameron took exception to Broadhurst running the goaltender. And those two get tied up. And we'll see what the penalty is. I think it's going to be Terry Broadhurst for goaltender interference as he came in, made the play, and then ended up making contact with Bednar as he was making the save.
Yeah, you could see that Terry Broadhurst at the last second lifted his left leg. I think that was an attempt to try and get out of the way of making contact with Ryan Bednar. But in that situation, when you're driving the net, especially with the puck, you have to avoid making contact with the goaltender. Terry Broadhurst does not. Right call made. And in the aftermath, as a Swamp Rabbits in the box as well, it's Sean Cameron. You would think that the penalty is going to go to Terry Broadhurst for goaltender interference as the right call initially was made. And that came off the heels, Andrew, of a great pass. Defensive zone all the way to the offensive blue line. Osipov to Terry Broadhurst. And instead of taking it right to the net, in which I thought he maybe could have even had a breakaway if he would have beat the defenseman wide, he elected to pass it back to Matt Marcineau, who then took the shot, forcing the goaltender to have to make a save. But that second chance for Broadhurst, he's got one thing on his mind. Put the head down, head right to the net. That's what you like about that play. Taking it right to the goal, taking it right to the rack. But in that case, you have to avoid making contact with the goaltender. And good to see that Bednar's okay, by the way. I mean, there was a big collision between Broadhurst and Bednar, and the Fuel are going to head to the penalty kill.
Broadhurst for goaltender interference at 18:10. Will send Greenville to the power play for the second time in this game. Each team is 0 for 1 with a man advantage. Michael Pellick is in the box to serve an additional minor, as it looks like Broadhurst and Cameron each got minors for roughing as well after the play, and so Pellick will serve the extra minor as the Fuel are shorthanded. Rinaldi with it, up to the point, Ben Finkelstein. Back to Frank DiChiara, left hash. Back up top, Finkelstein left point, walks the line and exchanges with Bradley. Wrist one, deflected over the net by Garrett Thompson and out of play.
So they gave Terry Broadhurst a charging penalty. And essentially the definition of that is if you keep moving your feet, keep striding into another player and make physical contact. Another way you could call it is by leaving your feet before you make the hit. But that case, it was just Broadhurst putting his head down, heading right to the net, kept his feet moving the whole time, made that big collision with Ryan Bednar, and he'll sit in the penalty box.
Fuel win the draw. Tommy Apap with a face-off win. Cliff Watson sends it all the way down. Minute 23 to go on the period. 10 more seconds remain on Greenville's power play as the Swamp Rabbits forced to regroup. Matt Bradley with the puck. He's been red hot. 6-game point streak, 7 points in those 6 games. They try to play it into the zone. It hits a leg, careens out to the near boards, and Keone Teixeira punches it back to the Greenville line as we hit the final minute of the first period. Matt Bradley winds it up through center. Rink-wide feed to Rinaldi, takes it off the boards. Now to Thompson, who shoots high and wide. Bradley tries to keep it alive to DiChiara. Wristed around, and sent back in behind the net for Bradley. Teixeira tries to tie him up, does, and very craftively sweeps the puck back into the Greenville zone.
Took a quick look before he got to the puck and saw the open ice. Right side wasn't open. Greenville defenseman there. I'm going to put it to the left side and clear that puck all the way down. A heads-up play by Keone Teixeira.
Haddad, power move to the net, misses wide of the left post. Pecoraro tried to put it back on goal, hit a leg, and careens all the way through the slot. Fuel can't clear it out. Finkelstein across Pecoraro, right down Main Street, backhander on goal. Christopoulos the save, and the rebound put behind the net. Final 10 seconds of the period, and the Fuel find the puck and clear it all the way down. Does Matt Marcineau, and that'll do it for the first 20 minutes of this one. Lots of action, no goals between the Indy Fuel and Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Shots on goal 9-8 in favor of the Fuel. Greenville will have 10 seconds of carryover power play time when we resume action in the second period. Those are our first period stats. They are presented by Body and Soul Massage Therapy. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. You can find them at bodysoul.massagetherapy.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Nick and I will recap the first period. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and also bring you our first intermission guest, the Captain Cliff Watson. That comes up right after this. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Body and Soul Massage Therapy is committed to providing the Indianapolis area with premier personalized massage therapy services in a friendly, relaxing environment. Adding a regular sports massage schedule to your training routine will help you train harder, perform better, recover faster, and reach your goals more quickly. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. Contact Body and Soul Massage Therapy at bodysoul.massagetherapy.com or call us at 317-992-2976.
When it comes to Hondas, your Central Indiana Honda dealers have plenty to choose from. The fan-favorite CR-V, the sleek and stylish Civic Sedan, the extra-efficient Insight Hybrid. Kelley Blue Book award-winning stars, all built with hometown pride and made right here in Indiana. Test drive a new Honda today and experience these favorites for yourself. Or shop the latest offers at CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com. What are you waiting for?
Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler, Business Manager of IBEW Local 41. I am proud to represent more than 3,000 union electrical workers in Central Indiana. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the annual Circle of Lights, we are proud to power your community. IBEW Local 41 is proud of our union membership and our community leadership.
Back to Indy Fuel Hockey with Nick Olchek and Andrew Smith.
First intermission at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum, along with Nick Olchek. I am Andrew Smith as the Indy Fuel and Greenville Swamp Rabbits are tied through 20 minutes in Game 1 of this best-of-5 first-round playoff series. And as we expected, Nick Olchek, a lot of end-to-end action, a little bit different pace than we saw in the regular season. Of course, the last few games of the regular season, we saw a Fort Wayne team a lot that is going to play more of a grinded-out physical style, whereas you've got two teams tonight that really want to push the pace and play an end-to-end game and get a lot of goals off the rush. And one thing Doug Christensen said before the game is we want to get things going off the rush, but also defensively, defending the rush is going to be key. And the Fuel have done a fairly good job of that, and really slowing down Greenville's transition game, which is where they score a lot of their goals.
Well, if you ask the question, where is this series going to be won? Where is this series going to be lost? I think it's going to be in which team can take better care of the puck in that transition that you're talking about, Andrew, and not fumbling it and turning it over or making the hard play as opposed to just the easy play, moving it wide as opposed to trying to send it all the way across to make the perfect pass. I think we saw an appetizer in the last 20 minutes of what the whole series is going to look like. Not a lot of nastiness between these two teams after the whistles like we saw against Fort Wayne. That's not the way that these two teams operate. A lot of transition, but I think that you could probably phrase it this way, is that the team that makes less mistakes is the team that's going to be the most successful in this series, because the amount of skill in the forward group and the defense cores as well, all it takes is that one turnover. In the defensive zone, off the rush, in the offensive zone, that one turnover that can result in a goal, and then that team's got the momentum, and who knows what they could do with it. And with the amount of ability that both these teams have, if they have momentum, they're going to be able to do a lot with it and put up 1, 2, 3 goals. So that, to me, is where this series is going to be won and lost. And we saw a great start where we had a chance one end. Think back to the Liam Pecoraro chance earlier in the first period. Then the other way, an opportunity for the Fuel with Matt Marcineau. So back and forth hockey. Get used to seeing that. Get used to hearing that. And as broadcasters, that's what you'll love to see. End-to-end, back and forth. That's exciting hockey.
Well, one thing you don't want to see is your penalty kill out on the ice a lot. The Fuel have had to kill off 2 in the first period, but their kill was very, very good. Retrieving pucks, despite being a man down, and making clears, finding the open ice, and forcing Greenville to come at you from 200 feet.
On the first penalty kill that the Fuel had to face, for as good as they were in the defensive zone, they really didn't even let Greenville get into the zone. The opportunity they had on that first power play for Greenville, really the only chance was that Joey Haddad opportunity off the rush where he blew by an Indy Fuel defenseman, took it right to the net, and Billy Christopoulos had to make a save. But for as good as they were defending at their blue line, defending in the defensive zone, I thought that they were as good, if not better, pressuring up the ice. As a penalty killer, if you can pressure up the ice and not even allow that power play to break out. I recall a really nice stick by Nick Pirog, not once but twice, denying and suffocating the breakout on the power play for Greenville. If you could do those things and pressure up ice, not only is that going to infuriate and frustrate Greenville, but they're going to have to come all that way back down the ice to get into the offensive zone. So you're right, Andrew. Have to stay out of the penalty box, because if Greenville, if you give them enough chances, they have enough offensive threats to be able to make you pay. But I've been really impressed with what I've seen on the penalty kill, and that has been the trend over the last 10 to 15 games of the regular season, and we saw it there in the first.
Let's take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. This is the only game going on right now. Both Western Conference series will begin at the top of the hour. Utah at Allen, and Allen with a late rally in the season to win the division title, and then Fort Wayne and Wichita also dropping the puck at 8 o'clock. One game played last night. The other Eastern Conference series began. Dan DeSalvo's overtime goal gave the South Carolina Stingrays a 3-2 victory over the Florida Everblades. So the Stingrays lead that series 1-0. Game 2 will be played tomorrow night in Charleston, South Carolina. One game underway in the National Hockey League. The Tampa Bay Lightning looking to close out the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. They lead that series 3-1. Braden Point, a power play goal early in the second, has given the Lightning a 1-0 lead. They are midway through the second period in that game. The Golden Knights and Avalanche will play Game 5 of their series in Denver tonight, tied at 2 games apiece. And then tomorrow night we'll see Game 6 between the Bruins and Islanders. The Islanders lead that series 3-2, and the Montreal Canadiens are through to the semifinals after knocking off the Winnipeg Jets in overtime last night. So the Canadiens will play the winner of the Golden Knights Avalanche series, and the winners of the Lightning Hurricanes and Islanders Bruins series will play each other as well. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the captain, Cliff Watson. That's right after this. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
As summer heats up, so does the hockey. Your Indy Fuel are making a push to the playoffs, and now is the best time to get your deposit for your season tickets for next season. Go to IndyFuelHockey.com, and you'll have the chance to pick your seats inside Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tickets are on sale now for the 21-22 season at IndyFuelHockey.com. Hashtag no breaks. Back to the action with Nick Goldcheck and Andrew Smith with Indy Fuel Hockey.
We're joined by the captain of the Indy Fuel, Cliff Watson, as the Fuel open the playoffs against the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. And Cliff, first of all, the regular season is complete. You've had a very successful year, had a great start, a great finish as well. And what is the mood, the vibe around the teams as we head into the postseason?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think the vibe right now is just excitement. Like you said, we had, a pretty successful season, set a record for most wins for the Indy Fuel, and I think the guys are just really excited to accomplish that. And like I said, we're excited now. Everyone, take a day to look back at the good season we had, but today we're back on the ice with practice, and we were looking forward to getting the playoffs started, getting things going.
From the Rapid City trip forward, when you and several other players came back from the American Hockey League, what was it about this team that really clicked as you finished the season very well?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to pinpoint something specifically, but like you said, in Rapid City, we had a pretty good road trip, and I think that's the guys came together, pretty good on that road trip. Like I said, I mean, anytime you get to go on the road with the guys and you're in the hotel and you're hanging out, I think that's always something that helps the team kind of grow together. And we had some success on the ice, so I think having a successful road trip like that, that's kind of pushed us forward, through these last few games and given us a good head start towards playoffs.
Because you were in playoff mode really the last couple of months of the season, because of the tight playoff race, is that going to help going into the postseason because you've been in a lot of must-win type situations?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, being in those games can only help you. And, if you lose one of those games, it's something you learn from. And at the end of the day, I think it's just creating habits, the playoff style habits that you're going to need to, if you're down a game in playoffs, you got to find a way to fight back and win a game. Those are just things you learn along the way when you're in tough situations throughout the season.
You personally have been paired with Dimitri as a shutdown pair the last couple of weeks. What is it like playing with him, and what kind of chemistry do you two have?
Yeah, it's great playing with Dimitri. He's obviously a super effective player for us. He plays a tough game, makes good puck plays, and he can skate pretty well for a big guy too. And I just think we've kind of found a little bit of a chemistry out there, and it seems to, we seem to find each other on the ice, and communication in the D zone's been pretty good. So it's been fun to play with him. I had a chance to play with him a little bit in Rockford, so coming back here and getting back together with him has been really good. And I'm definitely excited to be his partner here for playoffs.
How has that time you spent in Rockford really helped improve your game?
Yeah, I think that kind of helped my defensive side of the game moving forward here. I mean, obviously there's tons of talent in that league, and when I went there, I just basically focused on being really solid defensively and making simple plays and trying to help on the offensive side as much as I could. But at the end of the day, just kind of getting back to being solid defensively, good stick, being a little bit physical, and I think I've kind of been able to bring some of that back here, and it's pretty exciting moving forward.
You've won a Kelly Cup in your career with the Colorado Eagles a couple of years ago. What was that experience like, and what can you take from that experience as you enter another playoff year?
Yeah, I was definitely fortunate enough to be on a really good team with Colorado there, and moving forward, I think some of the biggest keys that I've learned is you're going to have ups and downs throughout all the playoffs. I mean, you can go down a game, go up a few games. You don't want to get too high, get too low. It's kind of like a roller coaster through playoffs, and that's something that I noticed my first year when we went through, and basically just sticking to what the game plan is throughout the whole entire series, and kind of trusting the process, and things just kind of happen from there.
You've got a team with a lot of young guys on it. For the guys who this is their first playoff experience at the professional level, what kind of advice are you giving them around the room?
I mean, the first thing that we've kind of talked about is just to enjoy it. I mean, it's a fun time of year. This is why we play hockey. We play hockey to get into the playoffs, and we work for this all season. And then aside from that, I mean, every little play matters. If you don't get a puck out and it ends up in the back of your net, that goal could cost you at the end of the day. So it basically comes down to being hard on pucks and just consistent throughout the whole series, and we'll have success that way.
It's been a while since you've played Greenville, and I know both teams have changed a lot since February, but what can you take from those 5 games you played against them early in the season to set the table for this week?
I think something that they're built around is, their speed. A lot of their back end has a lot of skill. We know that they're a pretty good rush offense team, and basically, on our end, we got to find a way to shut down their rush offense and basically try to, transition as quick as possible. I think, they're a fast, skilled team, like I said. They have a lot of ability, a lot of really good players. So I think if we're able to shut them down in the rush and kind of try to catch them on transition, that's going to be one of the biggest keys for us to get some wins.
Transition's been a real key for your team as well, and getting things off the rush. How much fun is it as a defenseman to be able to play that game and get the puck up to the forwards and let them do their thing?
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, it's kind of nice. Puck gets on your stick and you just kind of deliver right away, get it off your stick to the forwards who are buzzing up the ice. And sometimes if you can get up and catch their forwards and try to make it a 3 or 4 plus man rush, it's always fun to get up and try to contribute offensively. And our forwards have been doing a great job delivering pucks to the net and skating with speed and moving pucks towards their zone. So it's just been a good thing that we've been having right now, and we'll try to keep it going for playoffs.
What was your favorite moment during the regular season?
Oh man, there's been tons of great moments. I think for me, probably just that rapid road trip was the most fun for me. I mean, getting together with the guys, that was kind of my first road trip with the team this year, and it was fun to just get on the road, hang out with the guys. Took a few trips around Rapid City there, and just enjoyed the scenery, and then we had some success on the ice too. It was a fun road trip, and we found some success, so it was fun.
Cliff, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us, and good luck this week in the playoffs.
Absolutely, thank you.
That's Indy Fuel Captain Cliff Watson. We'll take a break. Our second period comes up right after this.
This is Dr. Ram Yaleti, Chief Physician Executive at Community Health Network. I know that for a lot of you, COVID-19 has changed your day-to-day lives in some pretty dramatic ways. But as things are progressing, there's one thing we sincerely hope you'll continue to do just as before, and that's to seek medical care when you need it. So please, focus on getting the care you need, and we'll focus on keeping you safe while you do.
There's no safer place to be. Learn more at ecommunity.com.
Stand by.
Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Upgrade your home decor at Hoosier Home Furnishings. We provide you quality furniture for every room in your home at a price that's right for you. At Hoosier Home Furnishings, we value our customers. We are family owned and operated. Check out our showroom at 1005 East Main Street in Plainfield. Give us a call at 317-778-4128 or visit us at HoosierHomeFurnishings.com. Again, that's 317-778-4128 or HoosierHomeFurnishings.com. Hoosier Home Furnishings, where quality doesn't have to be expensive.
As summer heats up, so does the hockey. Your Indy Fuel are making a push to the playoffs, and now is the best time to get your deposit for your season tickets for next season. Go to IndyFuelHockey.com, and you'll have the chance to pick your seats inside Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tickets are on sale now for the 21-22 season at IndyFuelHockey.com. Hashtag no breaks. Back to the action with Nick Goldcheck and Andrew Smith with Indy Fuel Hockey.
Getting ready to begin the second period from the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. The Indy Fuel and Greenville Swamp Rabbits are scoreless. The Swamp Rabbits will have 10 seconds of carryover power play time to begin the second period. And so if you're the Fuel, you just want Matt Marcineau to win that draw, and that should do it for the remainder of Greenville's power play. The Fuel will be without the services of Terry Broadhurst for the first 2:10 of the period, as he will have an additional roughing minor to serve as well. So that will not, the additional minor is being served right now basically by Michael Pellick. So the second minor will not cause the Fuel to be shorthanded. So, you know, Nick, as we think about the second period here, reflect back on the regular season, a lot of records set. One thing we saw, Matt Marcineau, 7 game-winning goals. Willie Raskop, 13 goals, most ever by a Fuel defenseman, and set a team record for wins despite playing fewer games than any other season, obviously, besides last year.
Well, this was just an unbelievable season for the Fuel, Andrew, and I mean, we saw it pretty much every step of the way. You saw some guys that were playing in roles that were probably elevated because the Fuel were ravaged by injuries and call-ups, and some great performances by those guys. We saw an unbelievable start and a bit of a lull in the dog days of the season, and then they finished up the year very, very strong. But to get 37 wins and set a record amidst some of the individual accolades in this year was incredible. And that's a true testament to Doug Christensen, Andy Contois, their staff, of bringing in the right people to allow this team to be one of the best teams in the league. And just a remarkable season, 37 wins, the most ever, the highest winning percentage, and they did it in 69 games. That was just arguably the most impressive thing, because a win is a team stat. And everybody dug in and did what they had to do. So a wonderful season for the Fuel, and they are more than poised for a deep playoff run.
And the thing that impressed me about that stat is virtually identical home and away. 19-12-4 at home, 18-12-4 on the road. So this team shown it's very comfortable no matter where it plays. The puck is down to begin the second period. The Fuel will win the draw, scale it all the way down. That should do it for the minor to Broadhurst. Pellick is out of the box after having served it. Antoine Waken throws it on goal from the near boards, steered aside by Bednar.
And that came seconds later after the dump-in went careening off the boards right to the net front, almost ended in the back of the net for Ryan Bednar.
Now here's a puck forced free, loose in the crease, but Christopoulos able to parry it aside. Christopoulos is out of the net, and the Swamp Rabbits couldn't get a shot on goal while he was a little bit wayward. I think the crowd wanted a penalty for interfering with Christopoulos, and a few fans voicing their displeasure as Osipov turns back into his own zone, goes D to Cliff Watson. Back to Dimitri, headmans to the Greenville line, and it's tipped into the zone. Tommy Apap tries to send it goalward. Pirog couldn't put it on goal as it was sticked aside by one of the defensemen. Chopped into the left wing corner. Pirog takes it, fires from a sharp angle. Save made by Bednar. Pirog now taking the body on Thompson, but the Swamp Rabbits take the puck, but not out. Shoveled into the high slot. Pirog ahead to Willie Raskop. Bottom of the right wing circle. Sharp angle shot. Hits the side of the cage. Pirog again back into the right wing corner. A little bit too far for Dickinson, but Apap takes it. Tries to shake off a check below the goal line. Now Pirog back to Apap. Couldn't put it out in front. And finally collected by Thompson of the Swamp Rabbits and cleared back to the fuel line.
Monster shift by Nick Pirog. A couple of big physical plays, including one on the best defenseman for Greenville and Sam Jardine. Got a shot off as well.
Spencer Watson through the middle, feeds it across to Alex Rauter. His shot on goal from along the boards, and Bednar able to make the save. Puck flied down the ice for icing. Anthony Rinaldi is saying he beat it, and he did win the race to the dots, but the puck was coming over to the near side, and so a Fuel player was closer to it, and therefore, even though Rinaldi was the first player to the dots, still the Fuel would have played the puck next, so it is an icing. So Greenville unable to change. Jared Thomas to take the draw in between Rauter and Spencer Watson. Tim Shoup is in the shooter's hole. Face-off won by the Fuel. And a turnaround shot blocked in front. And the rebound sprayed back out to the point, held in by Shoup. Wrists one just wide of the left post. And now the net is knocked off its moorings.
So important for a defenseman to find those shooting lanes. And it was a tremendous patient play by Tim Shoup. He got the puck. He held on to it for 1, 2, to allow that lane to open up. Didn't get blocked near him, didn't get blocked at the net front, and it whistled just wide as Ryan Bednar, the Greenville goaltender, I don't think he ever saw it, or maybe he picked it up when it was right at him or right next to him, and the puck just whistled wide, and then the fracas started and the whistle, and now the face-off coming into the neutral zone. But that's going to be another key in this series for Fuel defensemen. Getting pucks through, not getting them blocked, because it goes back to what we talked about earlier, Andrew, the transition game. That's one way to start the transition as a winger, by blocking the shot and going the other way.
Swamp Rabbits win the draw. Finkelstein, headmans to Rinaldi, wrists it in through both corners along the left wing boards. Bradley collects, tries to put it out in front. He hits a stick and is taken back by Nick Hutchison of the Fuel. Sends it into the zone, looking for Terry Broadhurst on an area pass. Terry hops on it in the left wing corner, but it's swept off of his stick by Rinaldi and outletted to Zimmer. He feeds it ahead. Give and go with Rinaldi and Zimmer into the left wing corner. Now the puck comes, and Broadhurst can't play it forward as it's spiked off of the stick by Bradley, but comes back to Broadhurst. His rink-wide pass picked off by Rinaldi of Greenville. Hutchison settles down, tried to play it back into his own zone. The pass didn't connect, but Greenville is making a change, so Willie Raskob will be able to settle the puck down and start the breakout from behind his own net. Greenville runs a 1-3-1 forecheck through the neutral zone as the Fuel ice the puck, trying to break that forecheck with the stretch pass. Very similar to Guy Boucher's teams when he would coach the Tampa Bay Lightning or the Ottawa Senators. Really trying to clog the middle of the ice and force you to make plays. Often through the 1-3-1, that diagonal play is there if you can reverse the puck.
And the pass has to be accurate. You don't want to have it be behind that guy that's streaming up the weak side, because then that's going to lead into the hands and the transition of the team that's sitting back, in this case Greenville. And in that case, the pass was in front of, so you'd rather have that, the pass being in front as opposed to being behind. But that really is one of the main ways to beat that 1-3-1, is by that long stretch pass. And if the Fuel can execute that and develop some odd man rushes, they're going to force Greenville to have to change the way that they play.
Christopoulos with the stick save on Finkelstein. Wise's shot from the left point is blocked. Wise again cycles it in behind the net. Goes past everybody over to Jared Thomas along the far boards, and now Willie Raskob will outlet to Teixeira and skate it out to center. Fuel punch it into the zone, but turn it over right at the Greenville line, and the Swamp Rabbits bring it into the zone. Nobody can find the puck into the high slot. Finally, Wake it does, and sprays it over to the far boards to get it out of danger.
Well, that puck was bouncing on Jared Thomas. He could not settle it down. That's what led to the turnover. But the excellent second effort to come back, to recover, take away a chance for Greenville. Really, really nice recovery and a great play by Jared Thomas.
4 minutes into the second period, we have no score. The puck again played into the Fuel zone, now taken back by Indy. Here's Pirog into the zone. Sharp angle shot from along the goal line. Save made. Rebound loose at the top of the crease, and Bednar hops on it before anybody in a red sweater could get to it. Now there's a congregation of bodies in front of Bednar as the Fuel players were hunting for the rebound, and the Swamp Rabbits took exception, and cooler heads prevail.
Nick Pirog's had 2 or 3 shifts to start this second period. and has by far been the most notable Indy Fuel player. Offensive zone, being involved physically, shooting pretty much anything he can towards the net with that understanding that one shot could change the game. And he has been really, really involved. A little over 4 minutes into this second.
We're still scoreless. Shots are 13-9 in favor of Indy. 4-1 in this period in the Fuel's favor. Tommy Apap to take the draw in the right wing circle against Graham Knott. Apap will be tossed out of the circle, so Nick Pirog will take it. Graham Knott started last season with the Fuel before the Blackhawks traded him. He was on an NHL contract to the Penguins. Face-off one. Dickinson shoots from the top of the circle, but it's blocked, and the Swamp Rabbits will spin it the other way.
That was a great face-off win by Nick Pirog. Not a guy who usually takes a lot of draws. Apap was kicked out. He comes in, wins the draw. The Fuel get a chance, but Dickinson had his shot blocked. That's just great work from Pirog as he continues to have a whale of a second period.
Frank Hora in his own zone plays it along the near boards to Graham Knott. He'll send one to an open wing. Getting there first is Cliff Watson. He bunts it back to the Greenville line where Knott settles it down. 15-18 to go. Second period scoreless in game one between the Fuel and Greenville. Garrett Thompson wrists one from the right point. Christopoulos makes sure it is steered wide. The Fuel one transition the other way. Stretch pass to Hutchison. He missed stick handles. He was trying to pull the trigger in the right wing circle and then goes down hunting for the puck over along the near boards, and Sam Jardine takes it and brings it out to neutral ice for Greenville. Rink wide pass to Pecoraro across the Fuel line. Bottom of the left wing circle. Takes a shot from the side of the cage. It hits the bottom of the net. Jordan Schneider battling for the puck along the far boards, and it's taken out of there by Matt Marcineau of the Fuel. Quickly ahead to Broadhurst on the right wing. Tries to feed Hutchison coming on the back door, but the pass a little too far out in front of him. Greenville wants transition the other way. Pecoraro into the Fuel zone. Into the left wing corner. Ridden off the play. Tim Shoup plays it forward for Terry Broadhurst, and he'll send it back to Shoup behind his own net to start the breakout. Advance to Marcineau, tips it into the zone, but I think it hit somebody on the bench. And so we've got a whistle with 14-19 to go. Scoreless second period between the Fuel and Greenville. And I think we're seeing early goals are probably going to be at a premium in this series. And when you've got Billy Christopoulos and Ryan Bednar, you can see why.
Yeah, I think you're going to have, it's going to be a 5-game series. I think it's going to go 5, considering how close these teams match up against one another. The quick transitioning play, and Andrew, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1 or maybe even 2 high-scoring games sprinkled in just as a matter of how much offensive potency both of these teams have. But if the first 25-ish minutes have told the story, is that this is going to be nip and tuck, at least in this game. But again, I really think that 1 or 2 games in this series really has a chance to be a high-scoring affair, considering the offensive threats, both forwards and defensemen, that both these teams possess.
Zimmer plays it into the Fuel zone, but settled down by Indy. Willie Raskop tries to headman to Alex Rauter through the neutral zone, and the pass doesn't connect, and it originated from behind the red line, so it's an icing whistle against Indy with 13:52 to go here in the second period. Scoreless game. First game of the playoffs. The series moves to Greenville on Thursday night for the first of 3 consecutive games in North Carolina.
Very strange 1-3-1 setup in this series, but again, building availability issues. And at least this way you're able to get in all 5 games and give both the teams their respective amount of home games.
Swamp Rabbits control off the draw. A shot from Bradley blocked nicely back to the Greenville line. Coming back forward is Sam Jardine. Eludes the first 2 forecheckers with a pass ahead to Bradley, and now Rinaldi backhands it into the Fuel zone as Greenville sets up. It's 1-3-1 in the neutral zone. Pecoraro in on the forecheck. Does a couple of flybys, and the Fuel haven't committed yet. Now they do. Willie Raskop up the right wing boards, tipped into the zone by Spencer Watson. Going back to get it is Rawhauser. Indy getting a change. Rawhauser headmans to Pecoraro at his own line. Up the right wing boards across the Fuel line. Drops, penalty coming on Indy. A shot from the point on goal. Save made by Christopoulos Yeah, he holds on for a whistle.
Yeah, penalty is going to be to Antoine Waken, tripping the call. Did a really nice job coming all the way back on the back check, but took out a Greenville forward. 0-0, 13:02 to go in the second period. We'll be back.
When you get care at Community Health Network, you're part of our community. And in our community, nothing should get between you and your health, not even the cost of care. When the time comes, our advocacy team will help you figure it out, whether you're uninsured or underinsured, so you can focus on what really matters, your health. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Get support at ecommunity.com/simplydelivered.
Stand by me.
Body and Soul Massage Therapy is committed to providing the Indianapolis area with premier personalized massage therapy services in a friendly, relaxing environment. Adding a regular sports massage schedule to your training routine will help you train harder, perform better, recover faster, and reach your goals more quickly. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. Contact Body and Soul Massage Therapy at bodysoul.massagetherapy.com or call us at 317-992-2976.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey with Nick Olchek and Andrew Smith.
13:02 to go in the second period. The Fuel to the penalty kill for the third time in this game as Antoine Waken sits for tripping. Time of the penalty, 6:58. Indy is 2 for 2 on the kill in this game. And the Swamp Rabbits win the draw, but the draw was deemed to be unfair, so we'll do it again. Jared Thompson taking the face-off. Guy to watch out for. They've got two of the real dynamic defensemen in this league. Ben Finkelstein, 32 points in 35 games, and only played half the season, had 11 goals, so if he'd have played a full year, he would have projected to be a 20-goal scorer. From the point, one of the 10 AHL and NHL contracted players on the Swamp Rabbits roster. Is their AHL affiliate, the Charlotte Checkers, did not play this season, and their NHL affiliate, the Florida Panthers, thus ended up sharing an AHL team with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So as a result, that's a lot of guys that would be in the American Hockey League that are playing in Greenville this season. And they have taken advantage and put together a really good year. They've, so far in the power play, struggling as the Fuel won the initial draw, sent it all the way down, and then working it through the neutral zone, the Swamp Rabbits iced the puck. So an offensive zone draw coming for Indy with 20 seconds gone in the minor to Waken. Matt Marcineau will take it against Thompson. And Marcineau punches it into the corner.
He tried to walk right around the Greenville centerman there and then get a shot on the net. A brilliant, skillful play off the faceoff by Matt Marcineau to try and create some offense off of the offensive zone draw while down a man.
And then followed the puck into the corner and then went off for a change. Tommy Apap replaces him. The Fuel will get to the puck, rim it around, and because Frank DiChiara had vacated the point, it goes all the way down. Finkelstein to DiChiara, up the left wing, boards through the neutral zone, wrists it in through both corners. Teixeira punts it forward, but it's held in by Bradley. Over to Finkelstein, right point, to the right half wall, Bradley. Back up top for Finkelstein. Wrist one through, blocked in front, comes over to Rinaldi. He had an open side, but couldn't get the shot off as he was closed down very nicely by Jordan Schneider, who takes the puck, skates it out through center. To Tommy Apap, right circle, his shot was blocked in front. Apap below the goal line wins it, tries to put it out in front. It pops straight up in the air, and Bednar alertly sees the floating puck and reaches out and grabs it before it can get close to his cage and holds on for a whistle. 36 seconds to go on the power play for Greenville, 11:38 in a scoreless second.
Heads up read by Jordan Schneider to carry that puck out of his zone. He realized he did not have to send it the length of the river. Carrying it out of the zone, ragging some time, and a nice little exchange between him and Tommy Apap. And actually, Apap's shot hit off of Schneider, never made it to the net, and Schneider was then able to send it back towards the net. So just a heads-up play by Jordan Schneider, a guy who just continues to get better and better by the game, and has without a doubt earned a spot on this playoff roster for the Fuel.
Marcineau wins the draw. Broadhurst shovels it in behind the Greenville net. Haddad will leave it for Jardine to start the breakout. 27 seconds to go in the Greenville power play. Jardine at his own line, fakes the delay play, now brings it across the fuel line, all the way across the ice, stops at the right point for Haddad. He'll backhand it in to the near corner. Liam Pecoraro takes a bump, and that causes a four-man puck battle. Finally worked free and ended up coming to Cliff Watson. I think he tried to outlet it and ended up putting it off the side of his own cage. Christopoulos sealed the post, and the Fuel were able to collect and clear. And Wake gets out of the box. We're back to 5 aside. And as the Swamp Rabbits try to bring it into the Fuel zone, the puck deflects up and out of play. 10:57 to go. Second period. We're scoreless, and now Rauter and Pecoraro are having words. And there's about 8 Swamp Rabbits on the ice right now as they're in the midst of a change. Antoine Waken, looks like he's having some discussions. Watson and Osipov were in there as well, and cooler heads prevail. And I think we'll have the correct number of skaters on the ice for each team now, as there are a lot of Swamp Rabbits on the ice, and thankfully nothing came of that, because the red sweater Fuel would have been outnumbered.
Another big penalty kill by the Fuel. It has looked really, really solid through the first half of this hockey game. But the key moving forward now, stay out of the box. Allow your big guys to do their thing 5-on-5 and a man ahead. You can't keep giving Greenville opportunities on the power play.
Shoop outlets to Thomas, 3-on-2 across the line. Thomas left wing circle, drops it for Rauter. He couldn't get the shot off. Good stick there by Max Zimmer to break up the play. Puck punched back to the Fuel line, settled down by Raskov across Teixeira. Through the neutral zone, Jared Thomas. High flip along the near boards looking for Spencer Watson, but it's raked past him by Rawhauser of Greenville. Rink-wide feed through the neutral zone. And it'll be sent into the Indy end by Bryce Reddick. Over to the far corner. Chop past the first forechecker, but Wedman gets to it up to the point. Horup. Over to Rawhauser, left point. Back up, right point. Horup. Looks for an opening. Shoots. Deflected wide through all kinds of traffic.
That's another shot that Billy Christopoulos reacted really late to. Greenville doing an excellent job crowding the net front, not allowing him to see really anything clean. And that's probably what, Andrew, the 5th, 6th time in this game where Christopoulos really hasn't reacted until the puck was either right next to him or by him. And again, a direct result of Greenville crowding the net front and taking away that clear and clean vision of Christopoulos to pick those pucks up on the shots from the point.
Christopoulos makes another save through traffic and covers up for a whistle with 9:55 to go. In the second, we are scoreless. Game 1 of this best-of-5 series. This one certainly will set the tone. Fuel win the draw and able to clear it out to center. Pass ahead for Pirog. Doesn't connect, however, and goes for icing. Really good look, because Pirog had a step and likely would have had a pretty good opportunity coming up the right wing, but the pass just a little too far out in front of him.
And even if he wasn't able to create that separation, he had a couple of guys coming behind him, so he would have been able to drop it from a defensive zone chance to an opportunity on the transition. A big chance missed there by the Fuel on the wayward pass.
Graham not to take the draw for Greenville against Tommy Apap for the Fuel. And it's controlled by Indy, and the Fuel are headed to the power play. As Indy was trying to start the breakout, Garrett Thompson ended up tripping up Dmitry Osipov. And because of that, Indy headed to the power play for the second time tonight. As a slashing penalty is called on, or a holding penalty, I should say, is called on Thompson.
Yeah, you could call it tripping, slashing, hooking, holding. You could call it tackling. As Thompson took out Dmitry Osipov. And now after some good penalty killing, successful penalty kills for the Fuel, now they get an opportunity on the power play. We'll see if they can make good on it.
Pellick takes the draw. The puck punched in behind the Greenville net, where the Swamp Rabbits able to get to it and clear it all the way down. Teixeira forced behind his own net by Wedman. He turns his goal, beats Wedman, and takes it out to center. Across the line, Marcinek. Give and go with Teixeira, who takes it behind the net. Cora tries to ride him off the play. Pirog hunting the puck. And it comes to Pellick It's wristed around and past a vacated point. Keone Teixeira couldn't get over in time. It comes all the way down. 30 seconds gone in the holding minor to Garrett Thompson. Teixeira up the far side. Broadhurst across the line, right down Main Street. Loses the puck as he tried to stick handle through the penalty-killing box, and Haddad will send it softly through center. Heads-up play by Teixeira as he had Pecoraro trying to sneak in behind. Pelech high slot shoots. It's deflected just wide as Broadhurst had a tip in front. Now we have a whistle behind the play and a cross-checking penalty coming. And it's going on Liam Pecoraro. The Fuel are headed to a 5-on-3 for a minute 6.
Well, Liam Pecoraro, when he really wants to, he could be a major difference maker in a game. But it's finding that consistency throughout his career. That has kind of been the missing piece to the puzzle. Tremendous skill, but there a case of some frustration and a heck of a play by Keone Teixeira, because that was Pecoraro. If that puck bounces over the stick of Teixeira, Pecoraro has a breakaway, and he's got more than enough ability to beat a goaltender one-on-one. But a cross-checking penalty out of frustration and a glorious opportunity for the Fuel. 5-on-3 for 66 seconds.
Matt Marcineau to take the draw, right wing circle, wins it cleanly to Jared Thomas, right point. Surveys the triangle, plays it over to the far side, and comes back up to Osipov. Now to Thomas, top of the right wing circle, works it low for Broadhurst. He and Thomas exchange. Up to the point, Osipov shot blocked in front and cleared out to center as they'd set up Dimitri for the one-time. 45 seconds to go in the 5-on-3 as the Fuel bring it back into the zone. Terry Broadhurst sidesteps it, Frank Horacek sends it back to Marcineau, left point. To Osipov, center point. Now to Thomas, right wing circle. Works it low for Broadhurst. He'll take it out to the top of the right wing circle. Exchange with Thomas. Thomas now surveys the top of the box, works it low for Broadhurst. Now back up top, Jared Thomas. Exchanges with Osipov, now feeds Dimitri. Now low, Broadhurst across for a backdoor. Once, twice, Marcineau had a look, couldn't get it to go. And now Bednar's helmet has come off. And because of that, we have a whistle with 13 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. A glorious chance for the Fuel, and they just couldn't put it home on the back door.
Slick passing, some crisp passes from stick to stick for the Indy Fuel. That culminates in a chance for Terry Broadhurst. For those watching on Flow Hockey, the Fuel goes side to the middle, Osipov, and watch this play here by Broadhurst. Backs in to protect the puck from Frank Hora, and the backhand pass across the crease. I don't know how Matt Marcineau, with 2, 3, maybe even 4 whacks at it, is not able to will that puck over the goal line, but a nice play by Broadhurst, backing in, protecting the puck, and an almost goal for Matt Marcineau.
Bednar needed every one of his 6 feet 5 inches on that one. Here's a one-timer on goal, and Bednar with a glove save, and he holds on as the Fuel again set up Osipov at the left point. 8 seconds to go in the 5-on-3.
And that's another impressive save. Win the draw, D to D. And why is it an impressive save for Ryan Bednar? Is because he's coming across from left to right. Tough for a goaltender not to overcommit to that right post. He's able to stay square to the shot. And just a bomb from Osipov, who tries to go back against the grain to where Bednar was coming from, but he flashes the leather, the puck stings the palm, and the Fuel still in the offensive zone.
Pelech wins the draw. Teixeira to Broadhurst, left circle, skates in as the first minor expires. Marcineau shoots, hits the crossbar, and it comes back to Marcineau in the high slot, pinballing around, collected by Wedman. 1-on-1 across the line, now 2-on-2. As Wedman, right circle, shoots shorthanded, blocked right back into his skates by Teixeira. And now Matt Marcineau will collect the puck. Still 35 seconds of power play time for the Fuel, now 5-on-4. Nick Pirog in the left wing circle. Martin ties him up. 4-man puck battle ensues. Puck rimmed around to Marcineau at the right point. He'll skate in. Set it back up top for Teixeira. Over to the far side. Here's a shot deflected wide. Karamov the inboards, collected by Rawhauser, and he's able to scale it all the way down.
Oh, plenty of good looks for the Fuel in the 106 of 5-on-3 hockey. Not going to be rewarded, but some real positive things to build off of. And that post from Matt Marson, who couldn't hit it any more square and beat the goaltender clean, but that blue painted pipe keeps it out.
Pecораro's out of the box. They feed him with an area pass. And now work it through center. Rawhauser across the line to Cameron for Greenville. Tries to go to goal. Good poke check by Waken to ward him off. Puck squirts around to the far boards. Rawhauser trying to spin off of a check from Willie Raskob, who comes in to pin the puck against the boards. And Cameron tries to dig it out and comes to the Fuel. Coming through center is Waken. He's tripped up from behind. That forces Haddad to take the puck. Sends it across for a shot coming off the bench from Anthony Wise that's on goal and gobbled up by Christopoulos with 6:05 to go. Scoreless second period between Indy and Greenville.
We have seen some resilient back checks in this game. Think about it a little bit earlier. Antoine Waken does everything right, comes back hard, back checks, takes a penalty. On that last shift, Waken comes back, does a much better job of gaining body positioning, gets his stick involved in the stick of the puck carrier, not in the skates. And then Joey Haddad with a unbelievable back check to strip Antoine Waken and set up that chance for Greenville. You got to battle for every inch of ice, especially in the playoffs. And all of these players, especially the forwards, know it.
Bradley wins the draw. Wise wrists it in behind the net. Bradley is dispossessed nicely of the puck, and that allows Alex Rauter to send it back into the Greenville end. Anthony Wise, the former Fuel defenseman, across to Zimmer. Headmans to the line, doesn't connect, picked off by Osipov. Will gain center red, feed it ahead to Marson, who tried to will it across the slot, but it's collected by the Swamp Rabbits. Bradley softly ahead to Wise through center, a little too far for him, but Bradley's the next layer, brings it into the zone. Over to the far side, Bradley shoots, save made, juicy rebound, and they couldn't get a stick on it, and another opportunity sent goalward, and Christopoulos holds the fort, and the Fuel clear.
And a wide open net there for Max Zimmer as that puck was coming about 1,000 miles an hour.
And now here's a shot and a goal. Quick rush. Rinaldi chopped at the puck and surprised Christopoulos and beat him top left corner. And Greenville has taken a 1-0 lead, and it's going to be Matt Bradley's goal, it appears. As they just floated it to the net, and yeah, it was just chopped at the puck and kind of knuckleballed its way past Christopoulos off the stick of Anthony Rinaldi, and Greenville on a quickly developing play leads 1-0, and kind of feeling the way this game was going, it was going to take a broken play to beat the goaltender, and that's exactly what happened.
The stick of Dmitry Osipov was involved there too, Andrew. Look to me on that one look that we had. The chop of Rinaldi propelled the puck off the stick of Dmitry Osipov, which then sent it end over end and beat Billy Christopoulos for the first goal of the game.
It's Rinaldi's first of the playoffs from Bradley and Wise, 14:47 of the second period. Greenville leads 1-0. We've got a timeout on the ice. We'll take one, too. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Upgrade your home decor at Hoosier Home Furnishings. We provide you quality furniture for every room in your home at a price that's right for you. At Hoosier Home Furnishings, we value our customers. We are family owned and operated. Check out our showroom at 1005 East Main Street in Plainfield. Give us a call at 317-778-4128 or visit us at HoosierHomeFurnishings.com. Again, that's 317-778-4128 or HoosierHomeFurnishings.com. Hoosier Home Furnishings, where quality doesn't have to be expensive.
When it comes to Hondas, your Central Indiana Honda dealers have plenty to choose from. The fan favorite CR-V, the sleek and stylish Civic Sedan, the extra efficient Insight Hybrid, Kelly Blue Book award-winning stars, all built with hometown pride and made right here in Indiana. Test drive a new Honda today and experience these favorites for yourself. Or shop the latest offers at CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com. What are you waiting for?
Back to Indy Fuel Hockey with Nick Olchek and Andrew Smith.
5:05 to go, second period. Anthony Rinaldi has given Greenville a 1-0 lead. Rinaldi, not a big scorer. He only had 7 in the regular season, but floats one at the net. It deflects off of Dmitry Osipov's stick and ends up in the back of the net. And so the Fuel now have some work to do after surrendering the first goal. Puck sent in, wide of the net in the Fuel end. And it comes out to the center point. Jardine over to the far side. Good stick by Schneider. Prevents it from getting to its intended target. And the Fuel can't clear it out. Turnaround shot from Wedman blocked. And Antoine Wakeett skates it out to center. Works it ahead to Terry Broadhurst. He tries to sidestep a check into the left wing corner. And Broadhurst fighting for the puck, sends it goalward. And Bednar able to hop out of his crease and cover up.
You
get a whistle.
Thinking about that goal, Andrew, I mean, Dmitry Osipov did everything right. He was in great positioning. He wasn't going to get beat. Had his stick fully extended. And sometimes as a defenseman, the puck goes in off of you. Some cases it deflects off your stick and goes out of play or goes wide, but just an unfortunate play for Osipov and Billy Christopoulos. And the Fuel looking for an answer to shift after a goal against.
Fuel win the offensive zone draw. High slot shot on goal. Bednar makes the save on Spencer Watson as he saw it all the way.
And it was another set play off the faceoff. But what's the key? You got to win it. Pelech does. And a quick little interchange between Keone Teixeira and Spencer Watson. Teixeira holds on to it, draw a guy to you. Garrett Thompson coming out to try and get a stick on that shot from Spencer Watson, but a nice job by Spencer to get it through to the net, force Bednar to have to make a stop. And another faceoff coming to his right.
Michael Pelech to take it against Graham Knott. Pelech wins it cleanly to Raskop. He wrists one through. It's deflected on goal, and Bednar able to cover up that softly moving puck and cover for a whistle. Bednar contracted to the Florida Panthers. This is his second year with Greenville, native of Michigan.
What a season for him. 20 wins, 6 losses, and then 6 losses in overtime or a shootout. Just an outstanding year for Bednar. He was 5th in most minutes played, 5th in most saves, and Dan Bakala 4th in most minutes played, 4th in most saves. So a couple of goaltenders for both teams that had awesome seasons statistically.
Swamp Rapids working out through center after winning the defensive zone draw. Rawhauser will play it back to his D partner, Frank Hora. 4:07 to go. Second period, Fuel trail 1-0. Willie Raskop back in his own end. Feeds Teixeira. He'll skate it up through center. Keone across the logo. Up the right wing side now. Across the Greenville line. Into the right wing corner. Hora tries to poke it free. Spencer Watson comes in now to keep it alive in the right wing corner. Knott takes the puck. Wrists it over to an open wing. DiChiara has it poked away from him. Up to the point for a shot that pinballs off of a leg. Racing over to hold it in is Dmitry Osipov. Takes it to the right wing corner. Curls back to the forehand. Shovels it in to Spencer Watson after taking a crazy carom. Watson had a turnaround shot in the doorstep. Bednar makes the save, covers up, and now we got some post whistle pushing and shoving. Frank Hora and Jared Thomas are the main combatants, and the linesmen separate them.
Dmitry Osipov out of options, makes the right play. Just recycle it back down low beneath the goal. But it was official Cameron Fleming who was posted up against the boards. That puck hit off of his skate and then redirected right to the net front. And a chance for Spencer Watson. And you could see, I'm not sure if this replay is going to show it or not, but Cameron Fleming kind of patted his chest as if to say, my bad, because he wasn't now able to get out of the way and allow that puck to continue. Almost resulted in a goal for the Fuel, and the referee and linesman, they are part of the play. So if it goes off of them, so be it.
It can't go directly off of an official into the net, but in the run of play, if it deflects off of an official and then is propelled into the net by another player, then it is a good goal. Puck played into the Fuel zone after Greenville won the draw. In behind the net, Cameron tries to put it out in front. Nobody was home. Nick Pirog shovels it up to the far side for Spencer Watson. Ahead, across the line, Pirog, right circle, shoots, fought off, save made, rebound. There's a whistle blown as Tommy Apap had a wide open net, but the helmet had come off of Bednar, And that is the second time in this game the Fuel have had a golden scoring chance that has been whistled dead because Bednar's helmet came off.
Here's what I'll say, Andrew. In the National Hockey League, if a goaltender loses his helmet and the puck can be scored and a play is to be made, the referee does not have to blow a whistle. Now, I'll have to look at the rule book and see if it's the same or not in the ECHL. Obviously not. But if this is the National Hockey League, the whistle is not blown immediately because a play can still be made to score, in which it was Tommy Apat there. The high shot from Pirog, and then the rebound opportunity, and Doug Christensen, right as the whistle went to the front of the bench in front of his players and wanted an explanation. But that's the rule of the National Hockey League. Just because a goalie's helmet comes off does not mean the whistle goes right away if the puck is there to be had to try and score. So again, I'll try and get some clarification to see what exactly that rule is in the ECHL. But the whistle went, and a missed opportunity for Indy.
2:57 to go. Fuel win the draw in the offensive zone. Texera wrists one on goal. Stick save made by Bednar. Marcineau holds it in. Right wing circle. His shot ramps off of Jardine, sticking out of play.
Look out. That one ended up in the upper deck as a couple of fans raced to grab the foul ball.
And that one completely cleared the net.
Yeah, don't see that very often.
It, of course, scales the glass, and the top of the netting is actually above the railing at the bottom of the upper deck, so it ramped way off of the stick of Sam Jardine. And the upper deck fans don't get too many souvenirs, so they'll enjoy that one. Swamp Rabbits win the defensive zone draw. Jardine this time scales it off the glass and back into the Fuel zone.
And I think I once heard Doc Emmerich say a souvenir for some young fan from Shawinigan. I have no idea where Shawinigan is from, but kind of became a popular phrase for Doc, often heard in the NHL video games.
It's in Quebec. I can tell you that.
Perfect.
Home of the Cataracts of the QMJHL. Here's Matt Marcineau across the line. Shoots, save, made a rebound. Broadhurst put it up and over the net. Broadhurst just couldn't pull that one down as he had a juicy rebound at the top of the crease. Zimmer plays it to the Fuel line.
And a great low shot, too, by Matt Marcineau. Read that he had a guy heading to the net. That was Broadhurst. Couldn't have set up any better. I think the puck was just rolling just a tad, which is why Broadhurst wasn't able to get as accurate a shot as he would have hoped. So another opportunity for the Fuel. They've generated a lot of those here in the second. If they can keep doing that, you think it's only a matter of time before they break through.
We have a whistle and a penalty called by the trail official. While Greenville was in possession, the Fuel are headed back to the power play as Matt Bradley is going to go for high sticking, and that's the second penalty we've seen called by the trail referee in the playoffs. We have two referees, just like in the NHL, and a lot of these officials are used to this because they work American Hockey League games as well, and we've seen now twice the trail referee has called a penalty. And so the Fuel headed back to the power play for the fourth time.
And that's the beauty of that trailing official. He can see everything that happens behind the play, the retaliatory penalties, and all of the skirmishes and physicality that happens away from the puck, while the other official up the ice is worrying about where the puck is. You have that trailing official there to make those calls behind the play.
Fuel win the draw. Alex Rauter over the far side. Dickinson comes to Jared Thomas and now played up to the point. Raskov, high slot, shoots, blocked in front by Frank Hora. Jared Thomas tracks it down along the far boards to Raskov. He's able to try to settle a bouncing puck down, get it past Wedman, but on second effort, Wedman's able to punch it out to the neutral zone. The Fuel have to regroup. Spencer Watson across to Alex Rauter into the slot, shoots, just misses the top shelf as it goes high, and the Swamp Rabbits able to retrieve the puck. Hora plays it ahead, and Reddick to Garrett Thompson at the Fuel line, shorthanded, puts on the brakes, tries to rag some time as Spencer Watson forces it free from him. Willie Raskov skates it up. 1:10 to go on the power play. Fuel are 0 for 3 with a man advantage, trail 1-0. Nick Pirog in the left wing corner plays it up the boards, comes out to the point. Spencer Watson across to Willie Raskov. Over to Jared Thomas, right circle. Off the boards to Raskov, right point. Over to Watson, one-timer blocked in front, and Thompson's able to clear.
That was Sam Jardine selling out. Blocked that shot in the upper right arm as he went down to a knee to take up a lot of space. And there's that new-looking power play with Spencer Watson on his one-timer side. A good opportunity, but a better block shot.
Fuel try to stick handle through the penalty-killing box, and Terry Broadhurst unable to do so. Greenville clears. 20 seconds to go in the period, 27 on the power play. As Matt Marcineau handles the puck through center, sends it in behind the net. Bednar will steer it around. Marcineau activates along the boards, tried to play it low, but it's picked off by Martin. And Luke Martin clears it all the way down. That'll do it for the second period. As the horn sounds, the Indy Fuel trail the Greenville Swamp Rabbits 1-0 on Anthony Rinaldi's goal at 14:47 of the period. The Fuel really outplayed Greenville for a good chunk of that period. Shots were 11 for Indy for a total of 20, 8 for Greenville for a total of 16. Had a 66-second 5-on-3, but Brian Bednar has been very, very good for the Swamp Rabbits and is a big reason why his team leads 1-0. 40 minutes in the books at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. We'll come back and Nick and I will recap the second period right after this. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Hoosier Home Furnishings is your home for quality furniture. Whether you're looking to upgrade your living room, bedroom, dining room, or your home office, we have high-quality furnishings at the right price. Hoosier Home Furnishings is family-owned and operated. Check out our showroom at 1005 East Main Street in Plainfield, or give us a call at 317-778-4128 and visit us at HoosierHomeFurnishings.com. Hoosier Home Furnishings, where quality doesn't have to be expensive.
Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler, Business Manager of IBEW Local 41. I am proud to represent more than 3,000 union electrical workers in central Indiana. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the annual Circle of Lights, we are proud to power your community. IBEW Local 41 is proud of our union membership and our community leadership.
Body and Soul Massage Therapy is committed to providing the Indianapolis area with premier personalized massage therapy services in a friendly, relaxing environment. Adding a regular sports massage schedule to your training routine will help you train harder, perform better, recover faster, and reach your goals more quickly. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. Contact Body and Soul Massage Therapy at bodysoul.massagetherapy.com or call us at 317-992-2976.
When it comes to Hondas, your central Indiana Honda dealers have plenty to choose from. The fan favorite CR-V, the sleek and stylish Civic Sedan, the extra efficient Insight Hybrid, Kelley Blue Book award-winning stars, all built with hometown pride and made right here in Indiana. Test drive a new Honda today and experience these favorites for yourself, or shop the latest offers at centralindianahondadealers.com. What are you waiting for?
Don't miss a second of the action. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Second intermission at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. The Indy Fuel trailing the Greenville Swamp Rabbits 1-0. Anthony Rinaldi, the only goal at 14:47 of the second from Matt Bradley and Anthony Wise. And that assist for Bradley continues a scoring streak that is now 7 games if you combine the regular season and the playoffs. And Anthony Wise, who started the year for the Fuel, gets an assist on the first goal of the playoffs against his former team. Wise was traded as part of the deal that sent David Brohl to Greenville and brought Tim Davison and Ryan Zulsdorf back to Indy, and he's the only guy of the 4 who are a part of that trade who is on the ice tonight. And he is on the score sheet. Really, sometimes in the playoffs you need bounces, and Greenville got a bounce there as Anthony Rinaldi just kind of threw it at the net. It ended up ramping off Dmitry Osipov's stick and into the net past Billy Christopoulos. And you probably, if you're of a certain age and had access to watch the old Don Cherry Coach's Corners, he would often begin once a season or so. He would show a montage of nothing but goals going in off of defensemen's sticks, and that probably would have been one of them. It's just an unfortunate bounce because Dmitry Osipov did everything right there, blocked the shot, and or had his stick in the right position. The puck just ramped off of it and ended up deflecting past his goaltender, and I think it surprised Christopoulos. That's a hard play for the goaltender to make. The puck comes at you and then changes direction really quickly off the stick.
And it had kind of the trajectory of a curveball where it went up and then came down, and maybe Christopoulos doesn't get a good read of it, maybe sees it and thinks it's going over the net, and it just comes diving and it bends down, and I think it pretty much ended top left corner, really, past the blocker of Billy Christopoulos. So, yeah, a tough goal to give up, and 50% of the time, Andrew, that's ending up on net. 50% of the time, it's ending up in the crowd. And it just happened to be that 50% where it beat Billy Christopoulos. But I don't think that that's indicative of the way the Fuel played. I think it's been a very, very good game for Indy. Evenly matched, plenty of chances. And it's just who's going to come through? Who's going to be able to execute on a chance around the net? There's been chances for both teams off the rush, from constant and sustained pressure in the offensive zone. Think back in that second period. You said it. 66 seconds of 5-on-3 hockey. Some good opportunities. Nothing to show for it. A post for Matt Marcineau. Couldn't have hit the post any more square. And then a chance later in that second period for Terry Broadhurst from the shot of Matt Marcineau off the pad. The puck was rolling, and Terry Broadhurst couldn't quite get it on the target. So some very, very good things. I think that that's going to be a very talkative, very positive dressing room right now. Not a lot to be down about at all. I think there's a lot more positives, and it's just about when, not if. It's about when the Fuel score and which player is going to be the one to find a way to execute on an opportunity.
What do you think, too, about Matt Marcineau's chance in the 5-on-3? Terry Broadhurst sent a beautiful pass across. It looked like Marcineau had an open side, but he didn't, because Ryan Bednar's 6'5", and was able to get down in the butterfly and spread that right pad out and get it all the way across without having to come across and seal that post. And Marcineau just couldn't elevate the puck over the pad.
Yeah, I mean, it was an ideal situation for the goaltender, and he wasn't overly committed to that near post, the left post. And because he wasn't overly committed to it, he stayed more neutral, more in the middle of the net, and just that quick push, or not even a push, just more of a reach of the right leg, like you had said, Andrew, and that's why a lot of goaltenders nowadays are upwards of 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", and 6'5", because it just allows them to cover a lot more of the net. And if that's the case, as a goal scorer, as a forward, and you see how big a goaltender is, you want to get him moving. Because if you're going in on him one-on-one, and he's at the top of his crease, you really don't see the net for how big he is, how tall he is, how wide he is. And if that's the case, then you want to try to get him moving side to side. Force him to move. Yeah, is he going to be able to take up a lot of net when he moves from side to side? Yes. But you're going to have a lot more net to look at if you move the puck horizontally, as opposed to if you're just going at him straight ahead and looking to shoot. So like I said, plenty of chances. The Fuel very well could have a goal or two, just as Greenville could have 2 or 3. And this third period is setting up to be one doozy because of both these chances that these teams have been able to generate so far.
The Fuel are 0 for 4 on the power play if we assume the final 7 seconds of the carryover power play that they'll have to begin the third period. Greenville is 0 for 3 with the man advantage. The Fuel did have 66 seconds of 5-on-3, were unable to cash in. Despite having some pretty good chances, we mentioned Matt Marcineau had the one and then also hit the crossbar as well. And so in the playoffs, you need some puck luck a little bit. Sometimes you create your own. And Anthony Rinaldi was able to get a deflection and a goal for Greenville, and that's how we have a 1-0 score in their favor right now. Take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. And again, the other series in the Eastern Conference, South Carolina leads 1-0 over Florida as Dan DeSalvo scored in overtime last night. Matthew Weiss also a pair of goals for the Stingrays. They came from behind in the third to tie it up, and then Danny DeSalvo won it in overtime for the Stingrays. Game 2 will be tomorrow night in Charleston, South Carolina, and then the series will shift to Estero, Florida for the weekend for the remaining 3 games. 1 period in the books in Allen. The Americans and Utah are tied at 1. Matthew Boucher has scored for Utah, and Spencer Asachuk has scored for Allen. And Fort Wayne and Wichita are scoreless through 1. Interestingly, in both of the Western Conference series, again, because of rink availability, the higher-seeded team does not have home ice advantage. The higher-seeded team in both series is beginning the series on the road or at home, playing 2 games. Wichita, like South Carolina, is playing in a practice rink because their main building is unavailable. And then the lower-seeded team will host the 3 games over the weekend. And so certainly the teams that are home really want to get a win or 2 before having to go on the road. And that's also imperative for the Fuel tonight because, again, you've got 3 straight in Greenville. You don't want to go to Greenville needing to win 2 out of 3 just to keep your season alive. And so that's going to put a paramount importance here on this 3rd period. In the National Hockey League, the Tampa Bay Lightning are 5 minutes and 20 seconds away from closing out the Carolina Hurricanes. Braden Point scored on the power play, and Ross Colton has added a 3rd period goal. The Lightning lead the Hurricanes 2-0 with 5:15 to go, and the Lightning lead that series 3-1. The Golden Knights and Avalanche are tied at 2 games apiece. They will drop the puck in just a few minutes in Denver. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you a great moment in Indy Fuel history, and then Nick and I will bring you 3rd period action. That comes up right after this. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 33rd season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, official signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Flow Sports, the exclusive streaming provider of the ECHL; Geico, official auto insurance of the ECHL; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Handbid, the official mobile auction app; Honig's, the official partner of the ECHL officiating team; Howie's Hockey Tape, official hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, official puck provider; My Gray Group, your source for game-worn jerseys; Stagefront, preferred resale partner of the ECHL; Ticket Galaxy, preferred ticket marketplace of the ECHL; and Warrior, official on-ice equipment provider of the ECHL. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
As summer heats up, so does the hockey. Your Indy Fuel are making a push to the playoffs, and now is the best time to get your deposit for your season tickets for next season. Go to IndyFuelHockey.com, and you'll have the chance to pick your seats inside Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tickets are on sale now for the 21-22 season at IndyFuelHockey.com. Hashtag no breaks. Back to the action with Nick Goldcheck and Andrew Smith with Indy Fuel Hockey.
This is Andrew Smith with another great moment in Indy Fuel history. The playoffs started early in the ECHL in 2018 as Game 72 was essentially a Game 7. On April 8th, the final day of the regular season, the last playoff spot in the league hung in the balance as the Indy Fuel hosted the Kalamazoo Wings. For the Fuel, it was an opportunity to clinch the first Kelly Cup playoff spot in team history. The game had a feel of a postseason contest from the opening faceoff. It was a tightly played, close-checking contest. But Alex Weidman broke the ice 6 minutes and 26 seconds into the first period, giving the Fuel an early lead. Terry Ficcarelli has the call.
Line behind this reach, but Weidman stole the left corner for Wilson, centering for Shaba, for Weidman, right in front of the shot, he scores! Alex Weidman, away we go! 1-0 goal!
Just 43 seconds later, Logan Nelson extended the Fuel advantage.
Behind the goal for Neal, saw the goal for Nelson, who tried to grant the crease, he shoots, he scores! Logan Nelson! Yabba-dabba-doo! 2-0 goal! It's a two-goal Fuel Thunderbolt.
Both goaltenders, Fuel rookie Etienne Marcoux and Kalamazoo veteran Joel Martin, who is playing his final professional game, came up big, but Marcoux came up just a little bit bigger.
Moynihan on left wing at center, wheels on the Fuel lines from the left circle, the shot, Mark with a save on the right point, though by Pitt, left circle, Moynihan, the shot, he raked it over top of it, loose to the top of the slot, Bush, he shot, oh, what a save by Marcoux, the top of the slot, he'll dish down low, right side of the goal, step into the doorstep is Pitt, the shot, oh, right on, Mark with a save.
Kalamazoo closed to within a goal in the third period, but the Fuel defense held firm and closed out the final seconds of the first playoff spot in team history.
3, 2, 1, and for the first time in Fuel franchise history, the Indy Fuel will go to the Kelly Cup playoffs.
Thanks for joining us for another great moment in Indy Fuel history.
As summer heats up, so does the hockey. Your Indy Fuel are making a push to the playoffs, and now is the best time to get your deposit for your season tickets for next season. Go to IndyFuelHockey.com, and you'll have the chance to pick your seats inside Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tickets are on sale now for the 21-22 season at IndyFuelHockey.com. Hashtag no breaks.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amanda Furr, Physician Executive for Primary Care at Community Health Network. When you need care, nothing should get in the way. No barriers or hoops to jump through, just an easy way to get the support you need however it's best for you. Which is why we offer tried and true points of access, like your primary care physician or your local med check for urgent care and community clinics at Walgreens throughout Central Indiana. But we're also adding new ways to get exceptional care, like improved tools in MyChart to connect you with your provider, increased virtual appointments in primary care, urgent care, and even specialty care. We're also expanding virtual access for your behavioral health needs, both for counseling and psychiatry. At Community, you'll always get the best care possible, no matter how you choose to access it. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Visit us at ecommunity.com/getcare.
This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
Getting set for the third period of tonight's Game 1 between the Indy Fuel and Greenville Swamp Rabbits, along with Nick Olchek. I am Andrew Smith. The Fuel trailing 1-0 on Anthony Rinaldi's goal. Both of these teams have been pretty good in close games, as Greenville 18-6-15 in the regular season in one-goal games. The Fuel 22-8-8 in games decided by a goal. Indy has 9 come-from-behind wins when trailing after 2 in the regular season. Greenville, when leading after 2, is 27-1-4. And so the Swamp Rabbits, they're a team built to play with a lead. With the way they clog the neutral zone, they make you have to work to get it through them and get set up in the offensive zone. But they're often, if you can get through the neutral zone with some speed, you can make some things happen on the rush.
And the Fuel have tried the stretch pass, getting it past the first forechecker in the neutral zone for Greenville. Just really hasn't worked to great success. So I'd like to see if the Fuel this period can make a shorter pass to bypass that first forechecker and then have some streaking support coming through the middle for a little chip play or a slip to the middle, to where you can kind of get 2 Greenville Swamp Rabbits committed and blow right on by them. And I don't think it's too tall of a task, considering how much skill there is in the forward group for this Indy Fuel team. But they certainly have to adjust something. And I think, Andrew, the next goal is going to be another greasy one. This time of the year, not a ton of pretty goals, other than the one Braden Point scored tonight for Tampa Bay. An unbelievable goal that he was able to score against the Carolina Hurricanes. But the Fuel have generated more than enough chances to turn that 0 into a 1. So I think they just have to stay with it. Make that little adjustment off the rush. And if they do that, they will put up a crooked number in no time.
The Fuel looking to get one to start. They need to get one as they trail 1-0. They win the draw to begin the third period. The Fuel had 7 seconds of power play time. It has now expired. And Bradley coming out of the penalty box. They try to feed him with a rink-wide pass from Graham Knott. It's broken up by the Fuel. Matt Marcineau through center. Quickly ahead to Terry Broadhurst. He gains the line. 3 Swamp Rabbits follow him. Comes out to the point. Cliff Watson shot. Calmly blockered aside by Bednar, the goaltender. Puck rimmed around and tipped out to center by Greenville's Frank DiChiara, the former Reading Royal. Now to Cliff Watson. Stick handles into the zone. Whips it around to Marcineau, and his shot goalward.
Nice job carrying the mail there through the neutral ice by Cliff Watson. Love the interview you did with him, Andrew, and talking about his codependent Dmitry Osipov, and couldn't even imagine trying to go up against those guys. I mean, you ever fought against a grizzly bear, let alone 2? I mean, I would imagine that's probably what it's like trying to create offense against those 2 defensive destroyers, and they have really proven to be arguably the top 2 defensemen, or the top pairing on what is already a really strong D-core for Indy.
Cliff Watson in his first year as the captain of the Fuel. He is the one member of this team that has won a Kelly Cup. Did so with the Colorado Eagles in his rookie year of 2018. It's Greenville bringing it through center with numbers across the line. Cameron backhands it up along the boards. Frank Hora takes it to the half wall, shoots. Save made, rebound steered out to the point, and the shot from Rawhauser is blocked in front. The Fuel want transition the other way. Dickinson stick handles to the middle, but couldn't get it through Frank Hora. And it's settled down by Rawhauser of Greenville and played ahead to Cameron. He scales it in wide of Billy Christopoulos' goal. Willie Raskov's able to fend off a forechecker, get it in to Pirog. He fanned on the outlet pass, and now all alone in front is Haddad. A great poke check by Christopoulos prevents a scoring chance. Haddad again tries to take it to goal from below the goal line, and Christopoulos shuts it down. Tommy Apap can't bring it through center as he's brought down. Crowd wants a penalty, none forthcoming. Finkelstein brings it across the line. Puck is steered toward the goal, and it comes in softly to Christopoulos, who covers up for a whistle.
Well, Joey Haddad thought it was going to be offside, so he was in shock mode when the puck came to him. And you could just kind of tell he got it on his stick, and he didn't really even know what to do with it. He was all alone in front against Billy Christopoulos and just kind of stick-handled himself into no man's land. A heck of a keeping at the blue line by Greenville. And once that puck came to the Greenville captain, he didn't know what to do with it. He was shocked that it wasn't offside. And a big-time opportunity gone by the wayside for Greenville, and a big break for the Indy Fuel.
Christopoulos recognized that right away, reached out with the long goalie stick he has, and just poke checked him before Haddad could really figure out what to do with the puck.
And he had the puck on his stick for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then the poke check from Christopoulos. So you're right, Andrew. A great read once he realized that Haddad was kind of flabbergasted. He didn't know what to do off of that chance.
Spencer Watson brings it into the zone, punched forward a little further by Jared Thomas. He goes into the right wing corner. Finkelstein's able to push it past him. They can't get it out. Held into the point by Schneider. His wrister hits the pile in front, comes back out to Schneider at the right point. He'll backhand it along the wall to Spencer Watson. Sidesteps a check. Takes it into the right wing circle. Backhands it across. Back up top for Tim Shoup. Fires one through traffic. Blocked in front. 3-on-2 for Greenville coming the other way. They bring it through the neutral zone. Rinaldi, the goal scorer, hits the trailer. Finkelstein back to Rinaldi. Right circle, tries to put it out in front. They had an open net and couldn't get it on goal. Shot for Bradley from the high slot. Stick save Christopoulos.
What a toe save by Billy Christopoulos on the backdoor play. What a stop.
That's why they couldn't get it past the goaltender, because Billy Christopoulos was able to come across with all kinds of real estate. And the Fuel send it out to center. Finkelstein comes back to get it. The talented rookie brings it across the Fuel line into the right wing corner. Fires on goal from a sharp angle. And Christopoulos makes the save, and Cliff Watson's wanting a piece of Finkelstein. Finkelstein's trying to skate away, and the linesman intervenes.
Andrew, that was an unbelievable stop. If that's not save of the week, it's going to have to be something uber impressive to top that. Reminiscent of a lever on a pinball machine where it just kind of flips out. That was the right leg of Billy Christopoulos on a 3-on-2 because you had 3 Fuel forwards caught up ice, desperately trying to get back. And Christopoulos with that right leg keeps it a 1-goal game.
Wedman's tossed out of the circle, so Bryce Reddick will take it against Michael Pellick. Defensive zone draw for the Fuel. Pellick wins it cleanly. Osipov shields off a forechecker. Able to get it to Pellick, and now over to the far side. Puck lobbed out to center. And Dickinson trying to hunt for it, but Pecoraro takes it. Sprays it to an open wing, a little too far for Reddick. Icing is called.
Just to go back and finish up that great interview you did, Andrew, with the captain, Cliff Watson, and you could just see how comfortable he is out there with Dmitry Osipov. And it's not just the fact that they're both big guys and they love the defensive side of the game, but it's the comfortability with one another, the predictability of knowing what your defense partner is going to do, knowing what his tendencies are both with the puck and when he doesn't have the puck. And I think for all those reasons is why they're arguably the best tandem in the league, especially defensively, but they do have that offensive upside to their game as well, to know that, well, if Dimitri's going to jump into play, Cliff's going to stay back, and Cliff's going to do the same if Dimitri elects to be a little bit more offensive.
And they were paired together a lot in the American Hockey League, as Cliff played 8 games with the Rockford Ice Hogs this year. Dimitri played 11. As Terry Broadhurst to his own line, back to action, brings it across the Greenville line, drops it for Marson, right point, sends it across, high slot, Hutchison shoots, glove save made, Bednar. Coming back for it is Marson, shot from the point, blocked in front. Willie Raskop couldn't settle it down. Foot race at center ice, won by Liam Pecoraro. Shakes off of Raskop's check along the far boards, goes down. And the puck is collected by Knott. Over to the near side, Frank Hora, right circle. Back up to the point for Thompson. Wrist one, blocked wide by the stick of Terry Broadhurst. In behind the Fuel goal, Willie Raskop wins the puck. Softly ahead to Marson, puck bouncing on him, but it's collected by Nick Hutchison. Looks to headman to Broadhurst, but it's parried away from him by a Greenville stick, and Garrett Thompson settles it down below his own goal line.
Just not quick enough on that pass from Hutchison. He had a great shift. Really strong shot that challenged Bednar, but Thompson and Frank Hora at the last second closed down on that passing lane that denied the play from Hutchison to Broadhurst.
Here's numbers for the Fuel coming through the neutral zone. Spencer Watson across the line, cuts back to the middle, shoots from the high slot wide to the left post. And the Swamp Rabbits able to retrieve the rebound. Rawhauser ahead to Cameron. He's got a partial breakaway and scores. Quickly developing play. A stretch pass as Rawhauser retrieved the puck behind his own net and found Cameron behind the D. And he was able to beat Christopoulos. And now the Fuel have a lot of work to do as they trail it 2-0.
Oh, we've been talking a lot about the stretch passes for the Indy Fuel. And the back check from Antoine Waken decides at the last second to come to the inside. Try to lift the stick of Cameron, not able to do so. But that stretch pass as Sean Cameron able to seek some ice in behind the Fuel D, who just were not aware that he was stretching. And the perfect pass from Rawhauser in his zone. And a heck of a play. Backhand, forehand, quick shot over the glove of Billy Christopoulos. And the Greenville Swamp Rabbits have a 2-0 lead here in the third.
And the guys that have done the damage are not goal scorers. Rinaldi only had 7 in the regular season. Cameron only had 4. And yet they have the 2 goals in this game, and now the Fuel have a large deficit to climb out of in a game where offense has been at a premium. Now Haddad forces the puck free in the right wing corner. In behind the Fuel net. Sends it out to the point for Anthony Wise. Across to Ben Finkelstein. Right point, wrister high and wide of the net. Haddad will wrist it in through both corners. Josh Dickinson sends it out to neutral ice. And Nick Pirog battling for the puck. Tommy Apap comes over as well, right at the Greenville line. And Dickinson gains the zone. Left wing circle, shoots. Bednar with the save. And he holds on for a whistle. And now we have pushing and shoving after the whistle. Couple of scrums breaking out. Cameron and Finkelstein are tied up with one of the Fuel players. Nick Pirog was also engaged as well, and it was Dickinson and Apap and Pirog that are stirring something up, and we'll see if any penalties come of this.
We haven't seen a lot of this excitement after the whistles, but a good shot choice there from the outside by Josh Dickinson outside the dots. Little curl into the body and trying to sneak in under the left pad of Ryan Bednar. But he was able to make the stop, and then the coming together after. And when that scrum was going on, Andrew, a really nice job by Keone Teixeira and Willie Raskob not to come below the tops of the circles to engage in those physical aftermaths, because if they do, the faceoff comes outside the zone. The Fuel have an offensive zone draw and a chance.
Swamp Rapids win the draw away from Matt Marcineau. It's chipped out to neutral ice. You think if you're the Fuel, maybe engage in some post-whistle stuff and get this to a 4-on-4. If you can get some matching minors, you can open the ice up. Down 2. Puck taken at the Greenville line. Across the Fuel line is Zimmer to Bradley. He shoots and hits. I think Christopoulos made a blocker save on that.
Looked to me, Andrew, like it might have gone off the iron.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those. I wasn't sure if Christopoulos, just from the angle we're on, if he got it with a blocker or hit the crossbar, and whatever the case, it stayed out. Fortunately for the Fuel, 14 minutes to go, third period. Indy looking to climb out of a 2-0 hole. This is Indy Fuel hockey.
Body and Soul Massage Therapy is committed to providing the Indianapolis area with premier personalized massage therapy services in a friendly, relaxing environment. Adding a regular sports massage schedule to your training routine will help you train harder, perform better, recover faster, and reach your goals more quickly. Body and Soul is the official massage therapist of the Indy Fuel. Contact Body and Soul Massage Therapy at bodysoul.massagetherapy.com or call us at 317-992-2976.
When it comes to Hondas, your Central Indiana Honda dealers have plenty to choose from. The fan favorite CR-V, the sleek and stylish Civic sedan, the extra efficient Insight Hybrid. Kelley Blue Book award-winning stars, all built with hometown pride and made right here in Indiana. Test drive a new Honda today and experience these favorites for yourself. Or shop the latest offers at CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com. What are you waiting for?
Back to Indy Fuel Hockey with Nick Olchek and Andrew Smith.
14 minutes to go in the third period. Greenville leading 2-0. The most recent goal, Sean Cameron from Alec Rauhauser at 4:43 of the third, extending the Swamp Rabbits lead. So the Indy Fuel looking to climb out of a 2-goal deficit against a goaltender that is really dialed in right now. Cliff Watson with a shot blocked in front, comes over to the near side. Michael Pellick couldn't get it on goal. And it's rimmed around, activating as Osipov, held in at the point by Spencer Watson. Cycled back in behind the net to Pellick. He'll play it. Left circle, Watson didn't handle it cleanly. Cliff takes it in behind the net, tries to put it out in front. Dickinson chops it back goalward, but it's deflected out of play. And so we'll have a whistle with 13:38 to go in the third.
Prime example, 2 times. The Fuel getting their defensemen more involved. More involved than what they already are, which is very much involved. Dmitry Osipov pinch down, keeping the play alive. The Fuel possess it down low below the goal line. And then they work a play to the weak side where Cliff Watson comes down looking for a one-timer. Puck wasn't in the wheelhouse, so he had to stop it and then let the puck go. But Doug Christensen certainly instructing his defensemen to be a lot more active. You're down by 2, but look, you get one. It's a completely different game. You can ride the wave of the crowd. I think it's a little bit too early still to take a bunch of chances, but that last shift there, the aggressive Fuel defenseman helping them out offensively.
Wedman brings it into the Fuel zone. Puck squirts toward the goal. Indy can't clear it out. Pecoraro plays it up to the left point. Rawhauser tries to chip it further along. Tommy Apap comes back to take the puck but can't get it out. Next layer is Willie Raskob. He will. Rink wide pass to the left wing boards to Dickinson. Gains the zone to Teixeira. He shoots from the left circle on goal. Positional save made right on the logo of Ryan Bednar's sweater. And he holds on for a whistle with 13:03 to go in the third. The game, the Fuel trail 2-0.
And Andrew, we were just talking in the break where there's been a lot of posts in this game, especially at the net to our right where Billy Christopoulos is at right now. Think back last period, Matt Marcineau hit a post on this net, and then Matt Bradley, right before the TV timeout, hit a post there as well. And if not for a couple of unbelievable saves by both goalies, this very well could be a 4-3, 4-4, 5-4 game.
Good pace, lots of chances in this game, and both goaltenders have been really, really good. You've got two of the best in the league in Bednar and Christopoulos. Fuel with possession off the draw through the neutral zone. Sent across for Tim Shoup. He'll settle it down. Tried to play it to the line, but couldn't get it through Graham Knott, who gains the Fuel zone. Backhands it in behind the net. Greenville's content to make the Fuel come at him 200 feet. Hutchison comes back behind his own net to start the breakout. He'll leave it for Jordan Schneider. The second-generation pro, Schneider headmans through the neutral zone, and it's bunted right back to the Fuel line. Tim Shoup gains center red and fires it in. Bednar will leave it for his defense. Jardine tries to shake off a check behind the net. Broadhurst in on the forecheck. Comes free. Antoine Waken tries to win it in the right wing corner from DiChiara. Waken prone, able to keep the puck moving out to the point. Cliff Watson skates in, left circle, shoots through all kinds of traffic, and Bednar was able to hold the fort. Puck rimmed around and punched by DiChiara past Osipov and back out to center. Fuel will clear the zone and then try to re-enter. 11:50 to go. Cliff Watson to the left wing circle. Marcineau tries to play it back up to Thomas. He'll send it behind the net. Try to poke it goalward, but Bednar was able to hold the near post. And here comes Cameron the other way. Can't stick handle past the poke check of Cliff Watson.
Big hit on that last rush by Cliff, taking it up the ice, and it was Ben Finkelstein who laid out the Indy Fuel captain. Think back a little bit earlier in this period where those two had a coming together where Watson delivered a rough ride to Finkelstein. That time roles were reversed.
Swamp Rabbits ice the puck with 11:18 to go in the third. Indy trails 2-0. Anthony Rinaldi and Sean Cameron, the goal scorers. Tommy Apap, who's played well, has 3 points in the last 3 games to take the draw here for the Fuel. And
Doug Christensen eased him into the team when he first came from Michigan State and has really bloomed into an effective center iceman in both ends of the ice early in his professional career.
Dickinson wins the draw, then tries to send one goalward. It's deflected through the crease. Puck's in up to the point. It pinballs around right of the cage, and Finkelstein controls it for Greenville, and they're able to punch it out to center. Nice play by Liam Pecoraro, and then another good play coming back to take the puck by Tommy Apap. Nick Pirog will wrist it in from center on goal. Bednar steers it aside. Pirog retrieves the puck, tries to put it out in front for Apap, but it's collected by Anthony Wise and skied back into the Fuel zone. Foot race for icing, and the whistle is blown as Willie Raskob wins the race. 10:45 to go in the third. Fuel trailing 2-0.
It's effort like that, Andrew, by Tommy Apap, coming back hard on the back check, getting body positioning on Liam Pecoraro, not taking a penalty, keeping his feet moving, coming all the way back. It's effort like that that is going to give him a long professional hockey career. The goals and the points are going to come. The face-off wins, that's a byproduct of his nature. But that effort is going to allow him to stay around a long time. A great play to deny a chance, and an offensive zone draw now for Indy.
Yeah, he has been a tremendous find for head coach Doug Christensen and this Fuel team. The one college player they signed at the end of the NCAA season, and great on face-offs, really good. Just effort player, was the captain at Michigan State this year.
He's a north-south player. He's not going to dazzle you and rousel you, going coast to coast, making moves and scoring 2 goals a game. But he's going to do all the little things the right way. You said it, face-offs, defensive zone dependability, and he's going to chip in offensively. But it's the effort that, to me, is what's going to separate him from everybody else.
Jordan Schneider takes the puck at his own line, but a hand pass is called. And so we'll have a face-off with 10:06 to go in the third period. Greenville with a 2-0 lead. After tonight, the series shifts to South Carolina for the next 3 games. Thursday, Friday, and if necessary, Saturday. And then if Game 5 is necessary, it will be here on Monday night. Matt Bradley to take the draw. Matt Marcineau will oppose him for Indy. Face off just outside the fuel line. And Marcineau wins it. Back to Osipov, but it's taken away from him. Bradley with a backhander from the bottom of the left wing circle. Goes high and wide. Bradley tries to put it goalward. Comes in behind the net. Osipov takes it for Indy. Dimitri skates it up the far side. Across center red. Across the Greenville line. Into the right wing corner. Puts on the brakes. Tries to cycle it in for Marcineau behind the net. He tries to elude a check up to the point. Cliff Watson's shot hits the pile in front and is brought out to center by Zimmer.
It's another block shot by Greenville in their own zone. That has been another reason why they have really shut down the Fuel in their own zone. Blocking shots, especially from the point. And that just kind of suffocates any offense that the Fuel are looking to get, as they have some guys at the net front. But if you can't get it there, not going to be able to generate any offense.
Raskov ahead to Waken. Along the goal line, backhands one toward the goal, gets it back, comes out the other side and whistles one through the crease. Here's Teixeira behind the net. Pops out the far side, still on the puck. Teixeira tour the attacking zone. Drops it off for a shot that got all the way through. Bednar with a stick save. Potential 2-on-1 coming the other way for Greenville. Pass ahead for Wedman. And a penalty coming up on the Fuel as Wedman was fouled trying to get the shot off. A hooking call coming, and now the Fuel, trailing 2-0, will go to the penalty kill with 8:48 to go in the game.
Well, this is the last thing that you would want on that bench, is to have to go down a man and kill off another penalty, but you could certainly take that penalty and drop it into the jar of a good penalty, denying a scoring chance on what turned into a 2-on-1 and then a partial breakaway for Greenville's Matt Wedman, as Willie Raskov came all the way back, got his stick involved into the hands of Wedman. And I think that you could say that this is a must-kill for the Fuel with 8:48 to go in the third.
And the Fuel are not a team that really tries to fly the zone.
And this might be a case where you have to.
This might be a case where you have to,
Yeah.
where you're down 2 in the final 10 minutes.
Exactly. You're looking for a goal. And maybe you can catch Greenville sleeping. Maybe you can catch them unsuspecting. So I think you hit the nail on the head, Andrew. I would not be shocked if we see the Fuel be a lot more aggressive as we see 2 forwards high up the ice.
And here's a chance. Alex Rauter down Main Street. His shot deflects up into the air and lobs in on Bednar, who gloves it and gets a whistle with 8:31 to go in the game. A minute 43 on Willie Raskov's minor for hooking. And the Fuel, 5 shorthanded goals this season, but you expect them to be aggressive on this kill, and they have been so far.
And almost made it 6. Nice defensive effort from Graham Knott. Greenville center there to deny that scoring chance, at least a shot towards the net by Rauter after the turnover forced by Tommy Apap. And you could tell, Andrew, right there, they're going to start pressuring a lot more up ice. Usually it's kind of a 1-3 for the Fuel when defending a breakout against on a penalty kill. That time it was more of a 2-2, trying to get those forwards involved in some offense.
Graham Knott sends it into the right wing corner on the Fuel end. Osipov rims it around, but it's held in by the Swamp Rabbits. To the side of the cage, the puck comes, and Osipov takes it. Headmans to Rauter through center, 1-on-2 across the Greenville line. Rauter is canceled out, but he's hunting for the puck and is able to find it, but then it's finally poked off of his stick, and Cameron will bring it the other way for the Swamp Rabbits. Puts on the brakes, sends it across the blue line for Liam Pecoraro. Looks over his shoulder as he takes the puck, the bottom of the right wing circle. Haddad bunts it up to the point for Jardine. Over to the far side, Knott sends it low. Cameron across for Haddad into the slot for Pecoraro. He'll turn to the forehand. Right wing circle shot blocked by Osipov. Rebound loose in the slot. Cleared but not out by Thomas. Held in at the point by Knott, and then he can't handle a pass back from Jardine. The puck comes out to center. Greenville will take the opportunity to get a change. The Fuel will too, with 33 seconds to go in Greenville's 4th power play of the night. Swamp Rabbits are 0 for 3, leading 2-0. Bradley through center, tried to play it back across. It comes back to Bradley. In along the far boards. Bradley follows the pocket, squirts free, and Teixeira is able to send it forward. And Dickinson will skate it out to center. Across the Greenville line. Left circle, a sharp angle shot. And Bednar comes across to make the save. Bradley across the fuel line. DiChiara shoots. Stick save made by Christopoulos. And the Fuel back to 5 aside as Willie Raskob's out of the box.
That one might have went off the mask of Billy Christopoulos. Started to shake his head after and made a plastic impact noise when the puck made contact. And looks like Christopoulos' mask maybe a little bit loose on his head right now.
Finkelstein shoots. Save made. Rebound loose in the slot. Chopped out of harm's way for the time being, but back into the corner by Zimmer. Indy collects, try to stretch pass to the line. Broadhurst sends it across the blue line. It's tipped back out to the neutral zone and settled down at the zone blue line by Dmitry Osipov. He'll head man to Cliff Watson across the Greenville blue line. Into the left wing circle, shoots! Bednar with a glove save, and he holds on for a whistle.
Yeah, there's going to be a penalty coming up here, Andrew. High sticking. I think it's going to go to Max Zimmer as Cliff Watson had body position on his way to the net.
5:59 to go in the third period. The Fuel headed to the power play, trailing by 2. This is Indy Fuel Hockey.
This is Dr. Ron Uletti, Chief Physician Executive at Community Health Network. I know that for a lot of you, COVID-19 has changed your day-to-day lives in some pretty dramatic ways. But as things are progressing, there's one thing we sincerely hope you'll continue to do just as before, and that's to seek medical care when you need it. So please, focus on getting the care you need, and we'll focus on keeping you safe while you do.
There's no safer place to be. Learn more at ecommunity.com.
Stand by.
Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Hi, this is Jeff Wheeler, Business Manager of IBEW Local 41. I am proud to represent more than 3,000 union electrical workers in central Indiana. From Bankers Life Fieldhouse to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to the annual Circle of Lights, we are proud to power your community. IBEW Local 41 is proud of our union membership and our community leadership.
Back to the action with Nick Goldcheck and Andrew Smith with Indy Fuel Hockey.
A very important power play coming for the Indy Fuel as they trail by 2 with 5:59 to go. Max Zimmer is in the box for Greenville. A minor for high sticking at 14:01. And Indy with another opportunity with the man advantage. They're 0 for 4 tonight. Trailing 2-0. Matt Marcineau will take the draw. As Broadhurst and Teixeira at the points, Pellick will be the net front presence. Broadhurst, left circle, shoots over the net. Pellick tracks the puck down along the far boards. Tries to wrist it below the net. Marcineau is tied up with a goaltender, and that allows the Swamp Rabbits to get to the puck and clear it out to the neutral zone. Teixeira settles it down, advances it to Broadhurst, tried to play it through to Marcineau, but it's broken up by the Swamp Rabbits and cleared all the way back into the Fuel end.
Oh, much like the last penalty that the Fuel were able to kill off a must-kill, this is probably a must-convert if you want to try and get back into this game. 5.5 to go. You get one, then you're going to probably get another one if you can get Greenville on the ropes.
Teixeira, rink wide to Broadhurst to his own line. Tries to headman through the neutral zone to Nick Pirog. Across the line, 1-on-3, and Rawhauser poke checks him, and Pirog goes down. Crowd wants a tripping penalty as Rawhauser rags some time, sends it back to Frank Hora at his own line. 1:05 to go on the power play as Hora softly dumps it down the ice.
Real confident and smart play there by Alec Rawhauser. 2 spin backs, avoids a couple of Fuel players, sends it back to one of his teammates, rags more time off the clock. Now 50 seconds to work with as the second unit comes out for Indy.
Jared Thomas over to the far side, and the puck just bouncing around. Willie Raskob activates from the point, but can't collect the puck. Graham Knott backhands it all the way down. 35 seconds to go on the power play as Christopoulos leaves for the defense. Willie Raskob will skate it up. Raskob, one of the leaders among power play goals by a defenseman, brings it into the zone, shoots right circle high. Puck comes to the left point for Spencer Watson. He eludes one, brings it to the right, to the left hash, up to the point for Raskob. Across, now back to Willie Raskob. One-timer on goal, stick save made. Rebound comes out to the far side. Raskob center point over for a one-timer. Sent across now, back up to Raskob. He shoots, save made, rebound loose, corralled by the Swamp Rabbits and cleared. And Zimmer's out of the box. The Fuel 0 for 5 on the power play. Now inside the final 4 minutes, and the Fuel still trailing 2-0. Cliff Watson up the near side to Hutchison. He'll send it in to the Greenville zone, go after it himself. Rawhauser rims it around, held in at the point by Osipov. Puck bouncing on him. Zimmer blows a tire that allows Waken to get to it. Hutchison backhands it in behind the net looking for APAP. Puck comes over to the far side. Pelech wins it, sends it back up to the point for Osipov. Shot didn't get through. Comes back to the point. Osipov again gets this one through. Stick save made by Bednar, who saw it all the way. Now Antoine Waken up top. Osipov's one-timer goes high. Cliff Watson activates down along the left wing boards to win the puck. Good shift by the Fuel.
Watch for Billy Christopoulos, too. Interested to see how early Doug Christensen's going to elect to pull his goaltender.
3:03 to go. He had an aggressive one the other night in Wheeling. The Fuel play it up to the point. Cliff Watson wristed in. Christopoulos headed to the bench with 2:55 to go. And the Fuel turn it over. Bradley for the empty net. And it's knocked down by Michael Pelech. That may have saved a goal. Pelech knocked it down in the neutral zone as Bradley was trying the 170-foot shot. Pelech across the Greenville line. Gets it in deep. Hutchison in on the forecheck. Pirog shovels it up to the point to Raskop. Across to Teixeira, back to Raskop, right point. Works it low. Now back up top for Raskop. Over to the far side. Skating in is Broadhurst. Curls back out. 6 attackers on the ice for the Fuel, trailing by 2. 2:18 to go. Pass across is knocked back out to the neutral zone by Garrett Thompson. Pass ahead to DiChiara. He shoots. It's blocked wide. DiChiara follows it himself. Hops on it, left circle, shoots toward the empty net, blocked by Teixeira.
When the Fuel get this puck in the offensive zone, they have to shoot it. They're down by 2. They're trying to pass. It'd be way too cute around the perimeter. Send the puck to the net, send people there, and try and bang it home.
Marcineau in the left wing corner. Loses it to Jardine, rims it around all the way down. This will be icing. And the whistle comes with 1:44 to go. Everything's been on the perimeter in this 6-on-5 so far. The Fuel trail 2-0. And remember, early in the season, Indy was in this exact spot, this exact time. Spencer Watson fired a shot that Matt Marcineau deflected in, and then Watson scored, and the Fuel ended up winning that game against Greenville in overtime. So they have a history here. Although Bednar was not in net in that game, it was John Letheman. But they have done this against Greenville in the past. And Swamp Rabbits win the draw. And chip it over Cliff Watson back into the Fuel zone. Osipov with Pecoraro flushing him out from behind his own net. Osipov up the right wing side through center. Backhands it in. Bednar will help it along to Thompson along the near corner in the Greenville end. 1:23 to go. Cliff Watson chips it behind the net. Jardine able to sidestep a check, try to get it ahead to Thompson. The net is empty for the Fuel, and Indy can't quite get to it. Puck backhanded all the way down. This will be wide of the cage and be icing again. The Fuel have 70 seconds to score 2 goals.
I would assume a timeout coming here for Indy.
And we'll see if
it's not going to be used.
Yeah. Andy Contois has the whiteboard out. And I think the thinking here is Greenville iced the puck. They're tired. Don't give them a chance to reset. Matt Marcineau to take the draw in the right wing circle against Pecoraro. Marcineau wins it cleanly. Back to Raskop at the point. Over to the far side. Broadhurst back to Raskop. One-timer! Didn't get all the way through. Broadhurst retrieves the puck. Right hash up top to Raskop. Wrister, save, rebounded, a tremendous positional save made by Bednar on Nick Pirog. Pirog was robbed on the doorstep. Broadhurst with it. Skates in, right circle, shoots, save made, and the rebound comes to the near boards. Teixeira works it low. Pirog behind the net. Wins the puck, rims it around to Teixeira. 35 seconds to go. Fuel trail by 2. Up to Willie Raskop.
Got to shoot it.
Over to the far side. Broadhurst brings it back up top to Raskop. Crowd getting restless. To Marcineau. Shoots blocked. Up to the point, Broadhurst. Forced to curl back by Pecoraro. Right circle. Shovels it through the slot. Nobody home. 16 seconds to go. The puck cleared back out to the Fuel line. This should do it. 12 seconds left. Raskop headmans to Pirog. And icing is called as Pirog never touched the puck. 8.1 seconds left, and it's pretty much academic now. The Indy Fuel down by 2 and facing a defensive zone draw, and Christopoulos is going to head back into the net. And so Indy now has a bit of a mountain to climb, as they're going to have to win at least 2 games in Greenville to extend the season. 8.1 seconds to go in this one.
And I think they can certainly be happy with the offense they were able to generate, Andrew. I mean, 37 shots on goal. Brian Bednar made some incredible saves, but just not their night.
The Greenville Swamp Rabbits win game 1 of this best-of-5 playoff series, 2-0 over the Indy Fuel. And the Fuel outshoot Greenville in the third period, 17-6. But the only one that finds the back of the net is off the stick of Sean Cameron. And as a result, the Fuel fall 2-0 to the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, as Ryan Bednar, who had 4 shutouts in the regular season, opens the postseason with